Hello and welcome everybody to saveVSgames presents Curse of Strahd Candle in a Thunderstorm. Session 3, where we are joining our intrepid adventurer Midnight and her new friends. Not to say that she still doesn't have her old friends, but her new friends on their journey as they have been called upon by powers greater than themselves, or some of them have at least. Who knows if all of them have. There is mystery, there is intrigue. They have just been attacked by a ghost in a cemetery, a ghost that had no head, a ghost that also had a entertainer's uniform on, a ringmaster of sorts with a cane sword, a sword that he pulled from a cane, a monkey that was more like a King Kong gorilla in spirit form, and a saber-toothed tiger, which was a real saber-toothed tiger, which only had one tooth, and anybody who knows the show knows that that would be Gerald, the saber-toothed tiger.
Gerald.
It seems that at this juncture, after dissipating the spirits that were here, the ringmaster, who they know, or who Midnight knows as Rudolph Van Richten, through various clues, the monkey, who she also knows as Piccolo, and now this saber-toothed tiger, who Groza has swiftly decapitated with his giant sword.
Oops.
So with the priest of Osiris running out of the church to total chaos, ghosts flying around, a saber-toothed tiger running at him, he was knocked over by Gerald, and in the process, or no, he ended up falling. That's right. He ended up nat oneing as Gerald was coming at him. He seemed very confused about the appearance or the demeanor of this ghost as it appeared, and how you guys all ran out of the church and started fighting it. He's confused about it all right now as he sits on the ground after nat oneing on an attack roll, pulling a hamstring. He's now spread-legged, and in his legs, in between his legs, there is the head of the saber-toothed tiger, Gerald, staring up at him, 5 feet away from its body. On its body now, clearly, Midnight, as you approach and you see this this sight that Groza has just done, one of the things that you can clearly pick out is that it has scratch marks all over its neck, where it probably was removing its own armor. So who knows how long Gerald was out in the wilderness on his own, but it's something somehow has called him here, and now Van Richten in ghost form has shown up, and this is where we start, I guess, today. So Groza, a hulking form of a paladin in shiny armor, that's quite expensive looking, very ornate. You've seen it before. It didn't seem to want to kill you earlier. Now it's walking with some intent towards you angrily. So let's pick up there.
As Midnight is kind of just like stomping closer to you, Groza, you will notice that her eyes, instead of the kind of passive blue glow, have become a more angry red glow. She's just kind of like angrily stomping towards you, and she just kind of says, "Do you know what you have just done?"
Yeah, I saved Priest Dude's life. You're welcome.
The creature you just killed was my group's prior animal companion, Gerald. We've been looking for him for over a month.
How could you have... Oh, what?
And you, she points like her sword
Who
towards
the hell
priest.
are you people?
You have explaining to do. Why did you summon a genocidal maniac?
Why is her party dead?
What are you doing here? Why did you interfere with this? Oh. What? I have so many questions. I don't know if I should kill you first, raise you from the ground, and make you answer me, or...
You are quite incapable of doing that, brother, as we have just seen.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't really tell a bunch of lies, so...
Yeah, and frankly, they started it. I mean, we just walked out here to take a look at the cat, and that ghost man tried to murder us, and so we double murdered him. I think that's
What the hell is this cat here for? I don't understand why a cat wants to kill me all of a sudden. I did not summon...
do some explaining.
I summoned no cats today. I know that.
The creatures that we have just encountered was, first, the beheaded body of a man named Rictavio, or as I better know him, the genocidal maniac Rudolf van Richten. And the
Your
ghostly
former party.
apparition... No.
Wait. So you know the priest, Van Richten?
I knew him. He was insane and murderous, and was given a just death.
How do you know this?
He wanted a rematch. Because I killed him last time, and I killed him again.
Oh, what are the chances? What is my luck?
The
Every
ghostly
time
monkey...
something goes wrong. How?
When we killed Van Richten, he had two pets with him. A monkey named Piccolo, and a saber-toothed tiger named Gerald. Both
What
these
the
animals
hell
had
are
gone
you talking
missing.
about? He's a priest.
He is a monster hunter.
Yes, he is. How much do you know about him?
She kind of like takes the book out of her bag. Everything. And she'll just like put it back in once he gets a good look at the cover.
Oh. And he gets a good look at the cover, and he definitely does a reaction there. And
And she just puts it back in the bag.
you see that he's definitely interested. He's looking at your bag right now. And then he slowly looks back towards you, and he's like, "What's your interest in that journal?"
It's a monster hunter's guide. I hunt monsters and kill them.
Yes, well, it may hold the secrets that I have been searching for months now. I came here, I was on his trail. During the festival
Trail
at
of a
Vallaki,
dead man.
I lost him. I'm assuming he must have perished sometime around then, because he had sent word to meet him at the festival. And
Yes.
he never showed.
He had planned at the festival to kill every single Vistani. All of them. He told us his plan and we stopped him.
Well, I mean...
Once that happened, we took his monkey and his saber-toothed tiger and took them as our pets, tried to reform the saber-toothed tiger. It was going fine till the tiger went missing.
You tried to
And so,
reform a tiger?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but I was gonna let her go on with it.
I thought I've seen everything.
Well,
I've
reform
lived a
it from
while.
wanting to eat.
That's good.
Reform it from wanting to eat Vistani flesh. Because that's what he fed it.
Did he have it like when he was a cub?
I didn't bother asking before I killed him because he was trying to kill us.
I mean, I understand. I've been in that situation too. It's just like, if this thing was a cub and was like fed human meat, it ain't going back.
Well, if I
in
know
our party,
anything...
we had a half Vistana woman, and he didn't kill her. So I was assuming it was going well.
Well, that's a story for another day, perhaps. How am I going to get the information I need from him? I need to look at that book.
To kind of just like stare at him, saying, "What do you need from the book?" Because you're not getting the book.
you want to hunt monsters, would you bring the doom of the entire realm on the chance that you might be able to find a potion to keep werewolves away?
Why would I need a potion to keep werewolves away?
Well,
Because
I don't
they're,
know what
really
you hope.
bad.
I don't know what you hope to find in this book, but I need it for important reasons.
I need this book so I can figure out how to kill Strahd.
You. Interesting.
Yes.
Right. Well,
I survived being in the castle in his armor. And I'm here now.
he takes a closer look at you and he's like, huh. That is old armor, isn't it? I haven't seen that in a while. Interesting. Okay.
Sir, maybe we could come to some sort of arrangement. I would like to bring to your attention, and I'm referring to the priest. I'm speaking to the priest.
Yes. Hello, small child.
Not a child.
Oh.
You're not a child. Don't call him that.
I would like to bring your attention to the court case of finders versus keepers. We have found it, for we are keeping it. Now, I'm happy to broker a deal between you and its current owner. If you would like, maybe we can share some information with you. But we need something given over in good faith.
The ball's on this one. Interesting. Okay, if we are in faithful negotiation here, I suppose if you have a gilded skull, I'm sure in order for me to contact him again, I will need another gilded skull. Mine disappeared when you ran out here, and I suppose he was summoned, but not how I had intended.
What's a gilded skull?
Yeah, I'm going to look over my shoulder to Helki and say, gilded skull?
But a relevant question to be sure, but also, is there a reason that you have to speak to him in person? Like, why would maybe the answers that you seek not be written in the book?
Well, I suppose they could be, but it's so much easier when I talk, like... I don't know if you've ever done much investigating of the Beyond, but at times it's much easier to just be able to ask questions straight. Who killed you? That guy. It's easy that way. One of the skills I've picked up along the way in the Order. But, anyways, I guess you could help me if I can find a way to contact him again. I have a vessel downstairs in the church waiting. I suppose we could summon him again, but I will need a gilded skull or some way to fuse metal to the skull of this. I'm sure we can find a skull around here. It's a graveyard, so.
So you want to summon... So if I'm getting this correct, you want to resummon him in a talking gilded skull?
Well, no, it's a spell, I know, which requires me to... And I had specifically obtained this through the last few weeks of... And you have no idea how difficult it is to find spell components in Barovia. But it took me a while, and I put them together. I made a gilded skull, and the ghost came. The ghost left. So as far as I'm concerned, you already owe me. That's 300
What's a gilded
gold,
skull?
give or take, on the outside. It's a skull that's been gilded in precious metal.
Oh, well, we can use the tiger skull.
You know, I've never.
It might even have a closer connection to Van Richten than some random skull from the cemetery.
Well, that's good point. I just thought because it was fresh and it's literally on the ground.
I mean, I've never
Also,
tried that
dig.
before, but interesting.
Also, I'd like to know how you figure we owe you a gilded skull.
Yeah.
When
that
I
was going to
went
be
to
my
look for our animals, and these creatures were entering the church, about to attack. If we had
Yeah.
been in the church,
I have no
we may well have been
reason. They would not have attacked had you not been there. It seemed to be
you
incited
can't
by you
possibly
somehow.
know that.
It seemed to be incited
Like-
by you somehow. It came after you, did it not?
It came after me because I killed him the first time.
Yes, well that
He
might be
wanted-
the reason why, wouldn't it?
But you were the one who invited him here, so if we want to play the culpability game, really, you put our lives in needless danger.
If you
Without
had
telling us.
if you
So-
How
had
was
maybe
I to know
explained who
that
you
you
were
had
trying
killed
to
him?
summon,
How are we to know that you were summoning him? Sir?
Oh,
Kind of feel like between our two groups there is a severe lack of communication. Is anybody else going to help me eat the rest of this tiger?
don't eat Harold.
I mean, it's gonna rot. We can put it to good use. I'm sure you're hungry.
I don't eat.
Damn it, that's right. You don't eat. I'm sorry. What about you two and Mr.
I
Priest?
carry spare rations for people like you living that
well,
eat.
I must say I've eaten my fair share of wolf lately, and although it's one of the things I still have to do is eat, so yes, I will take some if we're planning how to deal with this, how you can. I need to find out what this ghost knows, so I'm either going to be looking at that journal, or we're going to have a problem. So you tell me how that happens, and let's make that work.
well, why don't we consider ourselves on even footing at this point? You tried to kill us. We interrupted your conversation.
Very well, very
Is that fair
well.
enough?
I suppose in all fairness, I should tell you, I have got a commoner downstairs. Someone who was snooping around the church looking for help, thinking I was a priest. I told them to leave. They kept interfering with my spell casting, and I was trying to hollow the ground of the church and place it all within a glyph, so that I could trap the spirit when they came. It just so conveniently worked out that this person had a head and they were there. I suppose I used them as a tool for the time being, but it's fine because I made it so that once the ghost came, it would be trapped within the wards and unable to harm this individual. So, no worries. I have done this
So-
before.
Proposition, if I may. Sorry.
That's okay.
So, proposition.
Yes, of course.
I am exhausted. I would like to finish my rest that got so rudely interrupted by a dead man. I would like to finish my rest, and then we can finish discussing this when I'm less exhausted.
Truth be
Because
told,
I am the one who holds what you need.
truth be told, I don't sleep much myself, but I understand. I remember how it was back in the days when I did. So, feel free. You can stay at the church still if you like. I know there is room at the inn nowadays, some room if you're willing to pay. They've opened it up for the refugees from Valaki. So, I mean, feel free to explore there now that the sun's coming up soon. But I will be here at the church, trying to put back the pieces together, I suppose.
Could we circle back just for one moment to the commoner that I think you may have trapped in your basement? Am I understanding that correctly? There's somebody down there who just has to live there now?
Well,
keep
I
the
suppose
ghost
if you are going to be able to help me contact the ghosts of Van Richten, or give me access to his journal for sure, and we can figure out what I need to know in it, and there's no need to contact him again, then I don't need to use this snoopy commoner. I mean, if one of you wants to volunteer to be the vessel for Van Richten when I speak with him myself. I cannot speak with his ghost as it is because someone somehow took his head. So...
Well, when he died, we buried him full, so it wasn't me who took his head.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
You buried him full.
We made sure to bury him, I think. He still had a head. So someone took it.
It appears not.
As far
I
as
don't know.
Maybe they made him into a gilded skull.
I was just going to say that. As far as you know, this
Right?
skull
It
that
seems
you
like
have
it's a
with
common
Vantage-
hobby now.
Yeah.
I'm
Maybe
thinking
it
about
was
making
his.
one.
I will remind you, Midnight, as you said that, a little pang of guilt hits you as you said, no, we buried him whole. A little tiny pang of guilt pings you because you remember that while you were smiting and stabbing from behind, your friend Chris shot
Chris was the one
Eldritch
who did it.
Blast. And the form of Van Richten in front of you that you were swinging a sword into suddenly popped. And you're remembering this moment of, oh, wait a minute. There was that guy who, yeah, his head did explode for a second there, didn't it? And you put the pieces back together as best you could, but it's kind of all adding up now.
Henry's not great.
It's kind of all adding up now.
Great. She's got amnesia. It's fine. She's getting it mixed in with the amnesia.
It happens when you, it happens when you're Midnight.
It happens when you don't remember your past.
So the priest starts walking away, and he's like, if one of you wants to replace him, I suppose, the commoner there, I mean, I suppose you can join me in the basement. I should make sure they are, still fed and all that. I was conjuring for a while there. So he leaves.
Speaking of fed, did that commoner get fed, or do I need to cut off a piece for him as well?
No, that's what he's going to do now. Is he's going inside with. I guess he's kind of waiting for you to bring the meat. He's not like. Are you eating raw saber-tooth tiger right now?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna cook it first. What do
Yeah.
you? Come on, man. You've eaten tiger before.
I was just making sure.
You gotta
Like
cook it.
he's not waiting. He's not waiting for his chunk of raw tiger, right?
No,
He's
I'm
like,
gonna cook it.
Yeah, he gave you a thumbs up that he'd like some, but he's going to check
Okay.
on the person to see if they need any food right now. Yeah.
Once the priest is out of earshot to the rest of my party, I say, I appreciate what he's getting after, but there's no way, living or dead, literal or metaphorical, that I would let the man that I just met enter my body. Not one way. No vesseling for me. So
It's not gonna happen.
I think that perhaps we should try to meet him where he lives and offer. I feel a little bit bad because it seems like he put, for a man who thinks that reading a book is too much hard work, he has put a tremendous amount of effort into tracking down necessary spell components and things, and I don't love the idea of there being just a person in the basement who came here for aid and has not received it. Like the lady, I can't let that stand.
Well, that's just how it goes here in Barovia. You know, some people try to help you, some people put you in a basement. You know.
Excellent.
Sounds
And
horrible.
the other people who get people out of basements. Or
Yeah,
islands,
those are
maybe.
few and far between here, though. But good luck.
Can I go back inside and finish what little rest I got, please?
Yeah, I really need to
Because
sit
out of
down.
everyone here, I think I am fairly still exhausted.
Yeah,
Uh,
you go rest up. I'm gonna cut some off of this, and I'll meet you guys back inside.
Winnie,
Yes.
could you come with me and guard my stuff while I finish resting? I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Sure, but I'm worried about our animals. That's the whole reason I came outside, was to find them.
She'll
I
kind of
will
like
check on them.
stop. She'll kind of like stop in her tracks and try to use her like telepathic link to Midday to be like, "Where are you?"
And right when you do that, you hear a little bit of a whinny in your mind on the other side of the church. You telepathically know that everything is okay on her end, and they can.
Yeah.
They can telepathically communicate feelings or words?
Let me double check the spell for you.
It might be words, right? Like you talk to each other. I think it's talk.
Find Steed. Open the thing.
I should know this.
Info dump. That should have info dumped.
It did.
Okay. Where is it mentioned? Telepathy.
It gains the ability to understand one language of your choice that you speak.
Mm-hmm. Which is celestial, and when it's within 1 mile of me, I can communicate with it telepathically.
Okay,
you can communicate with each other telepathically.
Yes. Right, exactly. So yeah, it tells you, I drew the other animals away. I could sense the danger.
Okay.
And I'll just be like, okay, Midday, can you herd them back? They're missing their animals dearly.
I'm having a difficult time, but maybe.
I will help with that.
I'll be like, Midday's on the other side of the church with the rest of the animals. They got them to safety. They're just being difficult.
Yeah, my horse does not like anyone.
I'd like to retcon that too. You hear, I got them on the other side of the church.
The soul of James Baxter is my horse.
You said middays across the fence?
I think it was other side of the church, right?
It's not even morning yet. Like, it's still dark. Well, it's always dark at Barovia, but the sun might come up eventually. It's not midday yet.
The horse, his name is Midday.
Oh, oh, that's clever.
She'll just nod. She just kind of just slowly trudges back to the inside of the church.
Okay, so who's going back to the inside of the church? The pets are Midnight.
At the gates of you.
Midnight has assured you that for the time being, they seem to be coming back to the church. Are you guys all
Definitely headed back that way?
If you want to check on your pets, you can stay outside. And if you want to head back into the church, I'll load you into that map. So just checking who's doing what.
When Rosa is done taking whatever cuts of tiger he is most excited about consuming, I would like to lay to rest whatever remains are left of Gerald.
Okay.
Oh, then you're gonna hate this next part. I'm so sorry. You don't have to watch what's about to happen, but I do have a hungry owlbear. And he's not a veggie person.
That's fine. I don't need it to be meat. It can just be bone. But it
Oh yeah, we'll have plenty of those left, don't worry. And I look over where I know Sharpbeak is trying to hide, and I just kind of give him the come here. Like, he's kind of in trouble.
Yeah, it looks like one of those slow motion football videos with the line or the running back, avoiding everything and just coming straight at you.
Yeah, I think I take a couple of instinctive steps back.
Yeah, it's probably for your safety. Remember, keep your hands away from the beak area. Is that a knife in my bear? Come here.
Oh.
I pull out that dagger somebody threw at him last fight.
I did revivify him last time. I believe you are still unconscious, but...
What is revivify?
Well, when an animal dies, much like this one, as long as all the pieces of it are still attached, I can make it not dead anymore if I can get to it soon enough.
Oh, somebody killed my bear.
I don't think it was anyone... I think he just sort of died as, there was a lot going on, and he got caught in... quite
fumbling with the dagger in his hand. Yeah, he just died by himself, right?
No, but I think it was a combination of factors. I don't think it was that little blade alone. Are you kidding me? An owlbear with a dagger? Could you imagine trying to kill it with a dagger?
No, I mean, it barely even bothered him. You can have it. I don't use these. But anyway, listen, Sharpbeak, you don't hide. You're a bear. You're an owlbear. Come on. Clean this up, leave the bones. And I take cuts of meat for everyone and just let... Sharpbeak have his fill. And again, keep your hands away from you should just walk this way.
I'm like standing behind Groza a little bit while his bear finishes off.
That's a good boy, Sharpie. You make sure you eat it all.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep you guys outside the front of the church here, so that you can still come in when you want to. Wenny, you get eyes on your goat, and the horse, Helki's horse, your goat, and Midday, the horse. You guys both get eyes on them as you're walking together into the church, following the priests. And so we will go to this scene here. If you want to go to your goat, you still can, but...
No, I think as long as I could see that Bearsk is still...
Bearsk?
Happily munching.
So yeah, you guys can walk in. Groza and Helki are still outside, tending to the Gerald issue.
The Gerald conundrum.
So Midnight, you see when you walk in, you see the priest grabbing some stuff on the altar and gathering up his components and stuff, looking like he's, packing, making sure that all his ducks are in a row for the next stuff that's ahead.
I'm just like ignoring him and going like straight back into the room and just waiting for Winnie to get back in here.
Yeah, I will walk that way. Hey, listen, while you're resting,
he's walking towards the door to sort of come in to join you guys when you walk up and walk in.
Kind of just like if I see him approaching the door, I'm just gonna slam it.
And I'll shout through the door, 1 minute, please. And I'm gonna whisper to Midnight, listen, do you mind if I look through the book while you're resting?
She's like whisper back, yeah, go ahead. Just make sure he doesn't get in here. I don't trust him with my stuff or that.
You don't want him. Okay, I'll rest outside. I'm gonna hand her a couple of pitons to drive in the floor to keep the door shut.
Yeah, or just like Midnight could just easily body block the door with herself because she's like a couple 100 pounds of armor.
She just sits in front of it. Takes a nap.
So if like when he needs to like open the door, leave and go again, I'll just like body block with my existence.
Midnight sleeps with two hands. Midnight sleeps with a great sword above her head, and two hands like this.
Not even a great, just a long sword.
Right.
I just go statue mode.
The warhammer above the door.
It's like.
Sentry mode to disengage.
Just turn this off.
That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, you've settled into there. You can feel fairly secure in this wooden fortress of 200 to 300 to 500-year-old wood.
And I'm gonna find a desk here to set up and read the book.
And I will.
You notice that the hatchway to the basement there is open in the other room there, Wenny. As you walk towards that one, but you can. The door has been opened recently. It looks like.
Okay, I'm going. I don't want to go down there while this guy's paying attention.
It looks like he's about. If you were to have any kind of basic insight on what he's doing, like while he's out there, he was basically preparing to go downstairs. He's getting all his stuff together. He's going downstairs soon. He's like packing up his setup up here because you guys said he was just going to go check on things downstairs, so that's what he's doing.
Okay. But he implied that he was not going to do anything horrible to the prisoner. I'll wait here because it's on my mind. What we're dealing with is somewhat unusual. Winnie wants to look through the book and look for either weaknesses or advice on how to more effectively attack the kinds of creatures that we're encountering. And he also is captivated by that cane sword. And he wants to see if there's any information in the book about the cane sword.
Okay, so you see all kinds of things in the book that, through various thieves, basic thieves things, such as, acid and light to some pages that are marked. Like, not all the pages, but there's some pages that have a certain mark on them that, those ones have code words on them and they refer you to different things. And so, eventually things start to slowly come out. But for the most part, it's just a bunch of pictures with languages that don't seem to make any sense near them. Figures and numbers. There is, roll me a d20 and add your... Well, give me something, either religion or arcana.
Let's see what I got here that might be helpful. Neither one is particularly high. That's just going to be a +1. Well, nope. There we go.
You see a few references in here that are very cryptic and confusing and seem to refer to a tomb somewhere in Barovia. A magical tomb. Potentially an amber tomb. And there's a few notes, a few notes about that, but none of them seem to make any sense to you. As far as anything other than Barovia, evil, amber, and tomb. Those are the kinds of connections you're making in that while you read it. It's like reading a university paper that's a little too highbrow for you,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess if I'm not going to get much more out of it, I will put it away, hide it carefully, and I'm going to wait for Helki to come in and try and catch her attention when she finishes with the abattoir outside.
Sure. So yeah, you guys outside are probably,
See, the trick is to cut with the membrane, not against it. That's how you get a nice clean cut of meat.
I see. Hulky is like leaning over, like really intently watching.
See, like this area over here, that's not the good stuff. You can scoop that out with just your hand, and you throw it at your owlbear, and he loves it.
It's like playing fetch, really.
Except he doesn't bring it back, he eats it.
Fetch doesn't bring it back.
Very charming, Helki says as the owlbear is like gobbling up this innard of whatever type. Yeah, I patiently wait and watch and learn while Groza dismembers. Or
and as you sit here and watch this moment, you learn why he's called Sharpbeak and how feral this creature can be at times, as this thing's just... But at the same time, there's a certain... adorable factor to it as well, because it has this it's very happy right now, even though it's a very terrifying creature. It is having a great day. So
couldn't touch it, but I'm glad he's having fun.
Oh, he loves this stuff.
And then I can't do a whole lot because I don't think I have any spells I can use to make a hole, and Helki does not dig.
What I got a bear for? Hey, when you're done eating, get me a hole.
Nice.
Awesome.
See, the trick is to really train your owlbear, you gotta be stern with it.
I have to say, I'm actually really impressed. This is an owlbear.
Yeah, well, he was the run fitter, so.
And commendable, just truly impressive. Once we have the hole, she takes the bones carefully, buries them, says some blessings over them, and then she takes the skull last and she says, it seems to me that you suffered under the hands of an unkind soul for most of, if not all, your time here. And I hope that wherever you go, you can find a place to rest or to have the adventures that you deserve to have on your own. If you walk with my lady, I know that she will get you to where you need to go. And then I give it a little kiss on the forehead, and I put it in the hole and like help to fill the hole in.
Well, I was gonna keep that.
He deserves a little bit of peace, I think. I will help you steal another skull if you want one.
I didn't steal it. I earned it.
It was sort of a team effort. But
I mean, I cut its head off, but I got it. I understand.
yeah. I will,
So you're cool.
I will help you claim another animal skull.
I don't need that much help. That's okay.
You guys hear the
You're
wind?
cool with eating meat, right?
Yeah, I'll eat meat. I have lived pretty hard at times, so I will sort of eat whatever, and I think that maybe there's a type of peace in the knowledge that even though your life was very hard, perhaps your death can still be, not only as a sense of rest for you, but could perhaps help carry life forward into others. I think that that is very, so the mist goes, and we follow it where it goes, and sometimes that involves eating tiger meat. So
Wow, that was so much deeper than what I was looking for. I was just like, do I need to go get berries or something, or were you good with this? But that's awesome you think that way.
Thank you.
Ooh, can you start like a little fire for me, because I still gotta cook it, because you do not want to eat raw meat.
Sacred flame, I guess. We eat holy tiger meat. I help Groza get a fire started, and then I pop inside.
Can you cook with radiant damage?
I don't think so. I think I'm just full on, like...
I think you're just purging it.
Style.
I think it's extra purged, but still raw.
I think perhaps I'm not the person to help with this, she says.
That's alright, I pull out my flint and tinder box. I just want to know, because you're with the magic stuff, and magic's pretty cool.
It's very cool. Mine is sort of more like holy magic than it is like fire or water or things like that. Has to do.
I can do fire magic.
That's the spirit. See, you got it. And I clap him on the back really hard, and because it seems like something he would respond positively to, and then I head inside.
Maybe she is adapting. Barovia sucks. I just start a fire.
Okay, so when you head inside, you notice in this room here there is a floor opening that is leading to the basement. And another door is open on this other side. Actually, this should be... Is that closed? Yeah, that's right. Midnight's got it closed, that's right. So there's another door open on this other side, and there's Wenny sitting with a book.
And the priest is just like hanging out.
He's got his tome open, and he's gathering spell components and putting stuff back into larger jars of things, and he's not an arcane focus type of guy. He's got to do things the hard way.
I keep an eye on the priest, but I point at Wenny and I message to him so he hears in his head, anything interesting?
Oh, a lot. I'm having trouble reading it, but there's something in here about acid and fire, and I would like to know, because I can't cast spells the way you can. I would like to be able to damage these creatures with something related to acid or light. We can think about it later, but yeah, there's did you notice the trapdoor?
Yeah, I want to go down there really bad. I'm still messaging.
Me too. Also, thanks for covering for me.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, well I'll go down there when you're ready.
So at that, give me a religion check to see how much you would know about what the priest is doing right now.
17?
17? Not bad.
I think so.
You know that this ground here, you can feel yourself being a sorcerer. You have innate magic, and you're connected to the weave in a ways that you can't even understand, but you try to throughout your life. You know, that's part of who you are, even, right, as any sorcerer. And so, at least anyone that searches inwardly. And so part of that is basically being able to pick up on subtle changes in the magic around you, not necessarily detecting magic and knowing what it is and what school it's from or anything like that, but like the breeze blows and whatnot, sometimes you get a whiff of magic, right? It's a sense for you. And so similar to how Midnight feels it using her divinity, you're using your sorceress ability to pick up on the fact that this church is close to being purged of unholy nature, but it was not completed. It's not a complete spell, and this spell you would have familiarity with because of your connection to the church, and it is hollow. And so this guy was trying to hollow the ground of this church so that undead couldn't turn people and things like that. There's bonuses for people not turning and things like that when you have consecrated ground like that, right? And so the spell was not completed. You can tell that there is a gap in this, and something went wrong, or something is preventing this ground from being finally consecrated. So he is doing stuff, gathering components. You know that spell, in order to cast it, it takes like a full day of praying, meditating, making sure that you've, like, just like anything else, a 24-hour casting, it's not just 24 hours of mumbling a text. It's concentrating at times. There's times it's more taxing, times it's less taxing. And so he's been using ritual stuff for like who knows how many days now to set this up. And you guys came in and things went off, right? And so there's a reason maybe things went off. It may all be tied together somehow.
To Wenny again in his head with message, Isaiah. I know we came in here because we were looking to have a little bit of fun, but I think we might have stumbled into a party that's bigger than we thought it was going to be.
I don't disagree, and we both know what that means. Spectacular treasure.
Spectacular treasure.
And even better stories.
That's true. Can you imagine I got to walk out of here as a disciple of the Grey Lady who helped to bring the sunlight back to this place? I would be legendary.
You would be legendary. I think it's worth sticking around. At first I wanted to get the hell out of here. But yeah, let's... I think we have more to do here. Also, I got something I want to talk to you about when you have a minute.
I will wait for another minute because I feel like us whispering in a room, even though it's like internal, is probably not the best moment.
You hear outside in the thing, as you take a second in between talking, you hear like some potion bottles clanking around, and how many times am I gonna have to do this again? It's kind of mumbling, kind of agitated, talking to himself.
Helgi looks at Wenny again, and she tucks a little bit of her hair behind her ears, and she like tugs the her robe like into place, because it's, I mean, she like got some damage in that last fight, so she kind of like tries to make things look as nice as they can. Checks to make sure the stone at her throat is still there, and then says, I think I have an opportunity here. I'll be right back. And she walks out, and to the priest, She says, do you need an extra hand with something?
Oh, I'm, sorry. You startled me there. Sure, I mean, how much do you know about, ritual casting?
A little bit. I don't do many rituals myself because I don't have the patience for them, but I understand the theory behind it.
Yes, well, a person of faith with no patience, that's quite the conundrum for you, isn't it?
My lady is a wanderer, so she does not mind, I think, its impetuous soul.
Fair enough. I'm just curious, myself, I've encountered a few of your order over the years, and you all seem to have various opinions on what's right and what's wrong, so it's always interesting to me how you lot justify your beliefs.
I mean, I think that everyone justifies their beliefs, right? At the end of the day, you have to live with what you can live with. If a lot of other people happen to agree with me in the way that I live, that's not my fault. Just means I'm very good at selling it, right?
Once, long ago, I might have agreed with you. But that's a story for another day, I suppose. I'm about to head downstairs. If you'd like to, I was going to feed him some of this. He's got some old bread he pushed off to the side. It's like I'm not really that hungry for that myself. I'll probably wait for the tiger meat if it's still coming. But
it is on the grill.
yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys. If I mean, as long as I get a look at that book, you can go down there and interrogate him or her if you like. I think it was a her. Up to you. I'm going to be a few more minutes here, and then I'll be downstairs, and I'll be able to start the rituals myself. So just do not mess this up again, please. Don't call I don't know how that happened last time, but don't call Van Richten without me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do apologize for that. If we had known he was who you were waiting for, we might have exhibited more restraint.
Well, I suppose I wasn't forthright, but I generally don't tell everybody who walks into a church that I'm summoning an undead that must be wrathful because they previously were a cleric of the Morning Lord, and this happens to be a church of the Morning Lord, and I mean, it's not exactly in the best of shape here, so anyways.
I invite you to tell us. It makes sense. I wouldn't have told either.
I can understand why Van Richten's angry with you a lot if that's, how it went down, so I will I will take a step back as long as I get what I need in the end.
I think that we could definitely work out something. Midnight is a good soul, and I think would be accommodating if you were more forthright with her.
Very well. Perhaps you could be forthright with her for me then. I lack the... well, I have an ineptitude when it comes to patience and mortal laws.
Yeah, we are newly acquainted, she and I, but I will advocate on your behalf, certainly.
Very well.
Which is what I do.
Very well. I will be ready to start the rituals within a few minutes now, I suppose. If your Midnight wants to join us whenever she can, we can bring Van Richten to the body, and or I mean, if you can come up with an alternative, by all means, right? But I require some kind of I have a time limit here. This has to happen today. I'm in a rush. You say you have an interest in defeating the devil of these lands, then well, as skeptical as I am, if that's true, you will not hinder my progress today.
I see.
Speak with your friends. I will be a few more minutes. Do what you must. I will be downstairs to meet you, or you can help me begin the ritual when I finish packing this up. And he actually goes up to his book there on the table, and he holds his hand over it, and he knocks on it, and you hear a loud knocking sound that echoes through the church. And then he opens up his manual again.
Interesting. So he has to cast a spell to open his book. I don't know if I know that. I'm just guessing. Yeah. I will go and check on Midnight then. I imagine she's probably still sleeping.
Greg, you said I think last time I only need like 15 more minutes whenever I resumed the rest to finish it.
Yeah, you're probably close to done yet.
Yeah.
You're feeling better.
Yeah, just needed to know when I can click the button. I got a button trigger finger.
Not yet.
Just staring at the button, Greg. I'm staring at the button. Ooh.
You hear Helki at the door.
Gentle knock.
I'm not going to interrupt the rest again.
I'll just wait. No. I like climb under your raised arms so that I'm able to sit comfortably on the bed.
Because I was just like waiting for like the wrong person to open the door. If it's like someone I know, they can come in and finagle around my metal body to get in.
No,
I do that thing.
As Helki is maneuvering in, trying to ooze your way through. Midnight, you complete the rest cycle and your eyes open.
Yay.
You guys are twistering in the doorway.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to. Yeah.
Oh, Helki, did you need something?
Not me specifically per se, but I had an interesting conversation with our friend out here.
Just gonna close the door so the friend can't hear.
Yeah, I'll message you too, so it can stay relatively private. He says that he wants to talk to Van Richten because it's going to help, somehow concurrently help with your goal, now our goal, I guess, of defeating Strahd von Varovich.
Do we know if him performing this ritual would harm the person?
I can't imagine it's going to be a very good time for them, and I'm trying to think of a way around that. I mean...
Because if I had to guess of what it would be done, I'm not the most inept, not the most well-versed in what he's trying to do, but if I would had to guess, he's going to have Van Richten possess the body.
That's my thought as well.
And if that happens and they have anything sharp near them, they might need to be tied up.
I imagine, my dear girl, that she is probably already tied up.
Probably so she doesn't try to run away, but I think his pet would keep her from running away.
That is true. I don't love the idea of allowing an innocent person to be possessed, but at the same time, I am not willing to do it myself.
And I think it being any of us, he would instantly either cause harm to the person he inhabited or the rest of the surroundings.
I wonder if we could put him in an animal.
I don't know if... Isn't he wanting to communicate with them?
That would be the problem. We'd have to have some way to do that, to facilitate it.
And I don't know any druid spells.
I mean, it's also possible that the answers he's looking for are in your book. I know that I don't trust him as far as I could throw him, because I don't trust most people here. But... I mean, it didn't work, but I can feel that this place is close to being hallowed. He was telling the truth about that, so...
I am concerned about what he wants to know about werewolves. I have met a few in my time here, one being a friend, and I know there's some nonsense going on in the werewolf factions, but I'm not going to stand for genocide on everything. Some people just want to live. And from what I've seen from some of the werewolf factions, some of them are harmless. and the other half not so much. And it's very hard to tell which is which.
I mean, and we could speculate, but I think the easiest way is just to ask him why he wants to know. Maybe he's a werewolf.
Because with how I'm seeing it, if we want that poor girl out of here, I'm not in harm's way. We let him look through the book, heavily supervised.
Seems fair to me. Even if he doesn't wind up letting her go. I think he would let her go if he found what he needed, but if he doesn't, he's going to call Venerict in here, and I can't think of a way to... Suppose we could, like, secretly try to let her go in the night, but then we run the risk of making ourselves an enemy that I'm not sure we need.
Because of course, we don't need any more enemies, or at least I don't.
I would at least like to hear why she came for help. Even if we can't get her out of here, maybe we can assuage those concerns.
Yeah, so far I'm thinking this is the best bet. Of getting her out, of keeping her unharmed. And hoping he doesn't try to run off with the book.
I agree. Shall we?
Now or never. And she just, like, opens the door and... turny turn.
So you guys walk out into the hall. Wenny, you hear them. You hear the...
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's dropped it at the door.
You hear the boots of midnight stomp across this old wooden floor. The hollowness of the ground below you guys. There is a fire going downstairs that as you approach this area of the church, you see through the floorboards just enough to see that there's some flickering lights. And the priest is still gathering up his materials for the spells and stuff that he has cast, and he's doing it all in a very ritualistic way, making sure that everything is given its proper reverence.
Can I see Wenny? Where's Wenny? Is that Wenny?
You're beside Wenny.
That's the the token was really small, so I couldn't tell if it was him.
Am I done cooking yet?
Yeah, you're good. If you're anytime you wanted to be done, you're out in the map here, right? Yeah.
Oh, we're all just standing in the hallway. All right, cool. This is easier. There's one for you, and I just hand her a steak.
Oh.
One for you.
Is it hot?
Yeah, it's fresh from the fire. One for... Nope.
Keep walking. Keep walking,
sorry.
Grossa. I know what that is. Keep walking.
All right. And, excuse me.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity?
Yeah, and also maybe a constitution as this thing. I just gotta make sure. I think it's constitution.
Catablepus.
Catahoozits.
Yeah.
He gets a +4 on the save.
I need a...
Constitution, it would be 17.
Constitution
and
save.
the dexterity save is coming now.
Because aura. And that's a 14. Yeah.
Okay, so you are able to. How do you want to try to dodge this giant, like bull / dog / Ankylosaurus?
Oh, is he like attacking me?
It's coming at the meat.
Oh, well, one of them's raw, and I just throw it to the corner of the room for him.
All right. I
already planned for him.
It jets over and slams into the wall, attacking the blood stain on the wall as the steak drops down to the floor.
You know, Sharpbeak used to do the same thing when he was a little cub. Ah, so adorable. Anyway, here's one for you, man.
Wow.
Well, thank you.
While this is happening, while there's like this perfect distraction going on, I message Wenny and I say, could be a good moment to take a peek down there before our friend here goes.
Before you can finish, Winnie scoots by you and into the room.
Sorry, I heard none of that. My internet lagged out.
Oh, okay. So
I told Wenny that, yeah.
The priest says, thank you, and holds out his hand as you put the steak in his hand, and he's like, yeah. I suppose there's no plates here, kind of thing, And he's like, okay, and goes
What do you
with
need
it.
plates for? And I just pick it up and I just bite into it.
He just goes with it and starts tearing pieces off and eating them. And he's like,
You get it. You've been here for a while.
I still try to hold a decorum of civilization where I can. I feel it's all that keeps me, separates me from the rest of the lands here. And he looks you up and down like, describe exactly what
I
he's
was born
seeing.
here.
Yeah, describe exactly what he's seeing as he looks you up and down.
He's still wearing
I've got the hat on, and I'm dressed just like Winnie, except like a long glove over my left hand, which is what I'm holding the steak in. I probably smell the same as his dog, but I look rather nice.
So you're dressed like
As I
Winnie,
just hold into a steak like a beef jerky.
Yeah.
but you're
He's
way
still wearing
bigger.
He's
You're like
Yeah, because I got the hat of disguise on still.
Right.
He never took it off.
I totally forgot about that.
It's
Brilliant.
like, the hat!
That is brilliant. So if you guys go to your journals tab, which is underneath the person here, not the journals tab on the top menu on the right, but on the left side, the
Journal notes?
person, and then down all the way, halfway down or something, there's a flag banner looking thing, journal notes. Yep. If you click on that,
Yeah, left side under that. Quests?
I think it was Wendy's down here, and Helke, you said you were gonna try to go down there too. Down in
No,
this
I'm
area?
gonna. I'm staying up here in case the priest, like, to distract the priest if I need to, but also to like make a lot of noise so that when he knows we're coming.
Okay, so just Wendy's going downstairs.
I do message him before he goes so he can respond if he needs aid.
Okay.
I have my signal whistle, you know that.
I forgot about the fucking whistle.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you're sneaking downstairs?
Yeah.
So while you guys are having this
Nice.
conversation, Wendy is sneaking downstairs. That's the other half of that. They were having a. You go. Yeah. Okay. So Wendy, you are free to jump down there now, I believe. Yeah.
All right.
And
there we go.
we will follow Wendy's thing on this screen to actually see what he sees first. This way, maybe.
So, Greg, was there supposed to be anything under the journal notes thing?
Hold on. You're fine because you can't see it.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
Wendy, as you come down the stairs, are you there yet?
Yes. However, I'm having some trouble moving my token.
Oh, because the scene's not active, maybe. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'll have to go to the battle map. So the rest of you might not be able to see for a second. So as Wendy comes down the stairs here,
There we go.
Theater of the mind.
Still can't do anything.
you can't do anything?
No. And I would have stealthed at the top of the stairs. Let me just add that while we're tinkering.
Okay, can you see now? Probably not, eh?
It's dark, but I can still see through the darkness.
Okay, now can you move?
Game paused.
No. Wait. No.
Free
And you
movement.
do have the right tool selected, right?
Maybe I didn't activate the scene properly. Let's try that again quickly. Upstairs. Activate.
Floor 1 church.
Downstairs. Activate.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
You know what happened, I think? Maybe, if anything? Can you click that thing again, Wendy, on your journals thing? Like you did
Yeah.
before? Oh, you can move. You did it. You moved.
Yeah, now I can move. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So you can see. You can move. You can see.
Oh, you know what it is? I can move, but not when quest is up, and I can't disable quests. That's what's going on.
Oh, you had your journals open still. You need to click on the person on the top to be able to move. Okay.
There we go. Gotcha. Okay.
We're good now. So as you come down the stairs, you can see. that's all you need to know.
I am stealthing. Would you like me to roll a stealth?
Sure, yeah. Roll a stealth check.
Oh my goodness. That is terrible. 17.
Okay. So as you come down, you hear the drips of water in the corners where it seems like it's anytime it rains out in the church or anything, all the water ends up down here. It's large puddles in the corners in some places. But as you come down, you can see in the flickering light something's not right. There's no sound coming from this room. In the middle of the room, instead of finding a person tied to a chair, you find a broken chair. And I'm going to just do it like this.
And something else.
I think if I just do it like this, then everybody can sort of see for a minute.
Oh, I can see.
Oh no.
That's kind of what Winnie's seeing. There is a decapitated person in the middle of the floor. A chair that's been broken.
Now I see.
A chair that's been busted to pieces. And
I feel like my point of view is like a head on a swivel or something, because I move like I'm actually looking.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. So Winnie can see this right now.
I'm going to see if the message link is still connected, and I'm going to concentrate on speaking to Helki and say, he's lying, she's dead. And hopefully that goes through. I don't know how long message maintains that link.
Okay, so we will go back up to the first floor, and in your head, Helki, you're hearing that expected response. It's been less than a minute since he went down there, so you hear it. What he just said pops into your brain.
Okay. How strong do I want to come out the gate here? Question. I need
That's
to
what
answer.
you hear. Thought bubble.
The type in the thing.
I will, down by her waist, Helki points her fingers at the two party members that are up here, and inside their heads they hear her voice suddenly say, "The girl is already dead. He's lying."
Do you point to me?
Mm-hmm.
Both of me and you.
Yep.
So that's what we hear in our heads.
I guess probably don't need two of these.
And can I roll an Arcana or something to make sure that we're interpreting this correctly? That he is lying to us about. I mean, he
Sure.
implicated that she was alive, right? That was
Yeah. He has
Would that be
a
an
subject. He has a subject downstairs that he can use, and he wants one of you guys, if you have a problem with that, because he doesn't want any surprises. He told you that about the girl, because he's like, you guys have already messed with my plans once. Cards on the table.
But he didn't say she was alive necessarily, or he did.
He said he's got her tied
That's
up
what I'm
downstairs,
saying.
and he's going to use her as the possession. The subject of the possession.
The vessel is the word he used.
The vessel, yes. That time I went with subject because I tried to get a different.
So when Groza hears the message in his head, he looks at the priest, goes, "Did you say something?"
The priest is currently eating and he's mumbling to himself while going through some of his stuff, I'm running low on that, and he slams down the steak and pulls out some more of it. And
It'd nice to kind of slowly just move up forward just slightly, trying to not make any obvious too quick movements.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of very casually walk like around this corner here.
But like nobody said anything though, right?
Not verbally.
I have a question though. When you say vessel,
What?
are
you talking to me?
Came here with, yeah, she said she had some trouble, and I really would love to ask her what she needed help with, because even if she has to stay here, at least perhaps I can.
Who's the she you're referring to right now?
You said you had a vessel?
Oh,
A woman in the
right.
basement?
That's the common girl. Yes.
Yeah, I just had this weird thought that like a girl was dead somewhere or something.
No,
But like
she's
nobody
not dead.
said that, right? I just heard something.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're saying. No, she's fine. I have a subject downstairs that we can use as the vessel for contacting the ghost of Van Richten. He without a head, the ghost, even though I can contact him, he cannot speak to me. Therefore, it is useless for me to do that again. I have already tried to contact him multiple times, and that's the reason I've been unable to. So I finally figured it out, and now you guys show up, and so now we gotta try again, but I need a gilded skull first, so we have to either buy some... anyways, yes, we should feed her, right?
Can I roll insight on this guy to see if he...
Same.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to know if he... Okay.
Go ahead.
This is gonna be...
I can make a miserable attempt.
Oh,
that was a high one.
wow.
I did not do great.
Non-natural 20.
So Midnight, you don't...
While she's doing that,
Something stinks, Midnight. You don't feel good about this guy at all. He's telling some truth, but there's some lies. Helki, you know that he is 100% convinced that there is a girl downstairs who is hungry and needs some of this food. He's actually kept a small piece of the steak that he's ripped off that's separate from the rest of his steak. And that's probably what he was thinking about serving to the girl. If
Out loud, Helki goes, "Shit," and then she turns and runs down to the almost running to the basement.
But you also, with a 19, you would also know he is lying to you somewhat. He is holding stuff back. He's maybe not lying, but he is definitely apprehensive with you. He hasn't told you his whole story yet.
People are allowed some secrets.
He's
but I
not
think
allowed
there might be
that
something-
many.
Yeah. So I say shit. I turn on my heel and I say, I don't think she's hungry anymore. And then I just like stride very quickly and purposely. I'm not quite sprinting, but I'm like walking fast toward
Okay.
the door over here.
And just like Midnight, seeing her completely like lose composure without pressing for more questions, Midnight takes another step closer and say, "Why is she dead then?"
I knew I heard something. Who's dead?
The girl in the basement's dead.
That's what I heard, like right here. Something. It was you, wasn't it, Midnight? In my head.
No, it was her casting message, you idiot.
Oh. What's message?
A spell so you can talk without talking.
Oh, your magic stuff. Oh, got it.
Oh my god, I'm
Well, heads up,
surrounded
you
by
guys could've done that.
buffoons. There's no one dead. There's a girl who's been tied up in the basement. There's
Winnie
no one
went down
dead.
to the basement to look. She is decapitated.
What's a Winnie?
Our
Right?
small friend. The small one.
You mean
They
the
just say these things and expect us to know it.
girl
Sorry, what did I say,
downstairs is decapitated?
Yes.
What the hell is going on here? And he's walking around you.
Rosa, come on.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Thanks
something
for the
wrong in
steak.
The
Just,
Catoblepus
like,
looks
tail.
up and then takes one step and then just decides to keep eating saber-tooth tiger.
It's like,
I'll blame you. I thought I did a good job. At least somebody appreciates my work. You're a good dog.
I crouch at the top. I like wait at the top of the basement stairs, and I say, I can't see Wenny on this map. I don't know where he is. So I just say,
I activated the torch, quote-unquote, torch spell of midnight, so you might be able to see.
So just 1 second, just so you know, Groza, you can click the journal tab, which is underneath the player tab. In order to move, you have to click the player tab again, but in order to see the area right here, there should be a square you can see if you open up the journal.
Oh, there he is.
For some reason, it proved to me not
Like,
by the door.
The journal is right underneath the player tab on the left, like it's the flag looking
Right,
thing.
I got it. It says quests, but that's all it says.
No, not that one. Like the quests comes up, but that's in the objectives, so you can toggle
That's
that
just
on and off.
That's just.
But there should
be
be a square you can see on the map right here, like a white square.
Over the trapdoor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to stand in that square for me to be able to help you move, or you to be able to move. And then you can click on that door.
Yeah, I just clicked
Yep.
the little thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help.
On my own.
Yeah, I'm just trying to help everybody get down there, so that because not
Gotcha.
everybody did that. So I just
Caught
okay.
the line of people.
So I'm
I
going
think we should all be
to open up
Holding our
the
hands
proper
and leading
scene.
accidentally into the murder dungeon. Sorry.
Murder dungeon.
Calm down, kids. I promise, it's safe. She's totally alive.
Then why'd you tell us she was dead? I don't get your guys' humor.
It's not humor. He was lying. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. This man needs a zone of truth.
I mean, there are monsters in Barovia.
And he's probably one of them. Lead the way.
Yeah. And as soon as anyone I don't want to cause damage to, including the priest for now, is in sight, I will cast Spirit Guardians immediately, because I don't trust whatever the fuck is going on down here.
Okay. So you can probably do that on your own.
Yes.
You want me to go first and take a look, or are we just gonna hang out on the stairs?
Because dead girl means immediate action.
Yeah, like you're looking down, seeing Wenny's standing back slightly from this circle that seems to be made of blood on the ground.
I'll just
Perfect.
YOLO 420.
I have to roll the damage to make that work, right?
Yes.
It's like the second time I've ever been in a church, and I have to say I am not a big fan of this Morning Lord.
Why is it every time I go down in this particular basement, something either has to die or is dead?
Not sure.
Because the first time I went down here, I had to kill a priest and a vampire. Next time I come down here, there's a dead woman.
Then next week, who knows?
It is pretty suspect.
And
I'm
you
not
hear
the
the clump,
investigator.
clump, and the priest is coming down the stairs to join you.
What's he doing here?
What's he doing where?
He seemed to
He
was
thought
winning.
she was, I tell Wendy, I say, he thought she was alive. He is probably lying about some things, but I lie about a lot of stuff. I don't think he's lying about this.
Okay.
Then what got down here and killed her?
I was about to say,
Oh.
Groza is gonna walk up to the body and inspect it to see how, long it's been dead.
Oh, fantastic.
While you do that,
Thank
you see
you.
that he comes up behind and he's trying to get closer as well and to see what's happened.
Well, if you
Groza-
stand next to me, we could see better. You don't have to hunch over me.
Well, he's trying to get past Midnight, but Midnight's hulking frame is kind of blocking him in the staircase.
He's not allowed past.
And
he has too
Helki's-
many questions to answer.
Helki's now surrounded by spiritual guardians that are flying around her, and he's kind of dodging them at the same time as looking at what's happened. When he sees the body, though, he definitely reacts. He's appears to be on the surface, at least. He's shocked. Groza, you wanted to do a nature check or survival check?
Survival if preferred,
Yeah.
if allowed.
Yeah,
I'm proficient
sure.
with that.
You can see how well they did not survival.
How well did it not survival today?
11.
So you would know that this is fairly fresh. There's no rot at all to this. You could probably collect the blood to do some kind of blood stuff with if you were a blood collector, because it still looks fresh. It's like there's nothing gross about it as far as a lot of the stuff that happens that's gross happens after a few hours and stuff. And none of that's really set in yet. Just looks like a freshly killed corpse.
Just to be
Midnight.
safe, divine sense. I don't trust shit here. I don't trust that whatever it is isn't still here.
Okay.
Divine sensing.
DM, while she's doing that, Winnie is looking for cover behind this barrel or whatever the hell this thing is, and he wants to scoot down and attempt to stealth if possible.
Okay.
If there's enough cover.
Yeah, you roll me a stealth check if you want. Midnight, you divine sense. As you do that, you pick up that almost like breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs of both undead and fiendish nature have been left here.
If Midnight could kind of furl her do like a little wrinkle in the brow, she would. She's just like, something was here.
Yeah,
Undead,
that's what killed your girl.
Undead, fiendish maybe. I don't know if it's still here, but I know it was. I just don't know what.
Well, the good news is that means he didn't kill her because she is fresh. Like, there's no rot, there's no signs of, like, what this land does to bodies, and I would know because I'm from here. This girl, like, recently died.
How did it get past?
I don't know, but there's blood if you guys are into blood magic, and this blood magic's real, I think. I don't know, I just found out magic's really real, so, I mean... talking in my head and stuff.
So we might have a...
fire, but you haven't had anyone talk in your head before.
One person, but that was a different situation.
But I'm sorry to have done that without warning.
There was a warning. I'm not going to get into that, though.
Why?
Helgi, do not drop your sphere just to be safe. We could be dealing with a demon, if it's still here.
I don't understand what did this. That's my problem. Is it... I suppose why would Van Richten do this to a woman? From what I know, all of my discord with him was... he was not the type of person that would do this. So... I don't understand. I suppose he has a grudge with one of you or something, perhaps? That's the only thing I can think of.
Yes,
Midnight.
but how quickly can he come back if you didn't summon him again? I killed him. Again.
Ghosts,
Are you
like,
sure?
exist here.
He poofed. Like all undead things that are ghosts usually do. He poofed. The monkey poofed. He poofed.
The tiger we ate, but, didn't you say he didn't have a head?
How much do you know about killing ghosts?
Fuck.
Not very much, but they can die.
They don't just generally poof and disappear. That sounds interesting, but I maybe your word for poof is more more religious than mine, but I do believe that there is rituals and things that can prevent things like this from happening. However, at times, maybe this place is even preventing that from happening. We are not on consecrated ground yet. This church is not holy. I was trying to use that fact to trap this creature. Knowing he was a priest, I figured by me interfering with the ground here, it would be able to draw him as a previous servant of the Morning Lord. But I suppose I was wrong.
Whatever you last knew him as, what my old group and I knew him as, was a crazy maniac who was hell-bent on wiping out every Vistani in Ravenloft.
Well, I mean,
Now he's a head-collecting ghost.
the Vistani aren't all that wholesome around here. That's for sure.
Yes, but they aren't a people you should try to wipe out the very existence of, which was his entire goal from the time I've known him.
I suppose that
Was this
might be
girl
a little
Vistana?
extreme.
That's going
I-
to be my question.
Don't know. I don't think so. I don't have a clue, really. She was snooping around the church. She seemed distraught, almost like some form of madness had hit her. She wanted some kind of curing of some sort, and I was not the... It just seemed like I could use her for a few days and maybe even wipe her mind, and she wouldn't know any better and know any different. Maybe it would help her out, and she'd forget why she was upset. Right? Who knows?
I mean, that sounds normal, I guess.
Oh boy.
I mean, in the greater scheme of things, the life of one girl, even if she was lost, as long as we get what we need here, it doesn't really matter, does it?
All about survival. I mean,
Well, right now, things have slightly changed. There's a dead girl here. There is or was a demon here.
A demon, you say?
What I was able to pick up was of fiendish and demonic-like origin.
I could.
The devil has a fiend under his
fuck.
service.
Of course he does.
That doesn't surprise me.
I don't know its name, its true name. It still has evaded me, but that is one of the ways that Van Richten had postulated that we could exploit the castle.
So, is it possible that he somehow got wind of you trying to work this spell and sent his little fiend to take care of your vessel so that you could not get the information that you need from Van Richten? Is that perhaps...
Your guess is as good as mine. To be honest, I have no idea what's happened since you've shown up. I suppose maybe it makes sense that if Van Richten was hiding from me, not as a priest, but as a ringmaster
Entertainer.
in Vallaki, that's perhaps why I didn't find him at first. I tracked him here to the tower he had been staying at, and that's where I thought I would find him, but instead found he had traveled to Vallaki and it had some sort of connection, and it's all sort of adding up now. I believe that in order to deal with this, somehow we have to deal with this Van Richten grudge that you have going on. Or, I mean, you could just give me the book, and best of luck with Van Richten. I'll let you to it.
Here's the thing. We were going to let you look for what you needed in the book. We weren't giving you the book.
I don't work well with others long term. You wouldn't enjoy it. I'm not a great party member.
You see, the situation for you is slowly getting worse and worse as it shows up. Now we have a dead woman who you thought was alive.
Well, I mean, yes, that was a little inconvenient, but like I said, it's the life of one versus the machinations of gods and worse.
And I'm really starting to think you're not telling us the whole picture.
well, I mean, he didn't kill her.
No, but
So that
I
is
he's,
didn't
something.
kill her.
he's willingly withholding probably some pertinent information on what he needs to know.
For all I know,
That would
one of
probably
you
help.
killed her. One of you.
Wouldn't have any of us in the...
with these
The
swords.
only person who has been in this basement, and she'll point 20, is him, and he is the one who discovered her, and I honestly don't think he would kill a random woman. In the brief time I've known him.
Honestly, it doesn't look like something he'd be capable of doing.
No, let me correct you. He is really good at stabbing people. I can attest to that. He is really good with that little sword of his.
Well,
But he's more of a stabber, not a slicer. So, I mean, this looks like a pretty clean cut to me.
yes. Where's the head?
That's why I was trying to ask about this. What Van Richten dude
Van
you were
Richten.
hanging out with? So he's headless. She's headless. Maybe he just wants a new head. What the gilded skull thing? Maybe he's making one.
That's what I was going to ask.
But how can
the
a
skull
dead
disappeared?
Well, the ritual with the gilded skull. I mean, magic has a price, right? I can't just speak with the
And
dead.
it consumed it on cast.
It turned to
That makes sense.
ash, and when it did, I expected to see Van Richten, and instead I see you running out of the church. So I followed you to the graveyard just in time for a tiger to attack me. And yes, I said kill the tiger, but I didn't know that it was linked to the ghost. I don't know. Maybe, perhaps I don't know. This
I
is
don't
beyond
blame
me.
you for what happened to the tiger, Mr. Priest.
Thank you. By the way, though, I mean, is there any more of it?
Helgi gives him her
we-
steak. She hasn't eaten any of it.
It's very good. I'm just saying.
Did I undercook it for you? I'm sorry.
No,
it's
I haven't tasted something this good in a while.
very well cooked. I'm just not
While
particularly.
these people are talking
About steak.
restaurant reviews, Winnie is going to wander around the perimeter looking for secret doors.
Beneos is kind of gonna start pondering, trying to remember all she can about how Van Richten died exactly.
Yeah, and I think my shit only lasts for 10 minutes, so.
So midnight.
And
While
Cruz is just standing there, just looking at the priest awkwardly, like I don't know what to do either. Like,
while you guys chew tiger sausage or tiger meat, Wenny's looking for holes to climb through on the walls, and actually, Helki, you might see his feet disappear into a little crevice in the wall. As Midnight's thinking back and humming through her Rolodex of memories that she's been creating this whole time. Oh, a nat 1!
That sucks.
Okay, so I'll get to that in a second. As you're going through this replay of events with Van Richten, as he pled for you guys to stop and talk in the last moments of his life, you guys said it's too late for that, you racist, or something to that along those lines. And as you smited him from behind while he ran away from you, trying to cast Sanctuary on himself in order to not get hit, not working, and you're just running after him and chopping him down with that smiting longsword. And you kept up. He ran, and you kept up. And he ran, and you kept up. And then Chris, he's like, "Oh, he's not dead yet? Okay." And fired an Eldritch Blast from behind your shoulder, and you watched from 3 to 5 feet away from Van Richten as his head exploded right in front of you.
As I'm smiting.
So you might have tuned this moment out,
blinding light of the smite.
Windshield wiper type of moment where you wipe your eyes off of all the brain juice.
Thinking oh, the smite killed him.
You remember that it was actually a smoky pair of fangs that came and drilled into this guy's head and exploded it in one bite.
As Midnight remembers, she kind of just mumbles, "Fuck."
So Wenny, you have found a secret entrance.
Fantastic.
It stinks really bad, worse than the creature upstairs, as a liquid starts to drip from this entrance. And you're diving.
I'm doing my best not to get this liquid on. Oh wait, I get advantage.
Your dungeon delving has taught you that this is probably the hole that a latrine leads to.
Okay, hang on, but I get
climbed up the
advantage. I
pooper.
forgot to roll advantage.
Mm-mm.
2! So much better.
You climbed in the pooper shooter.
You're able to turn yourself around fast enough that you do not get, you quit digging that hole, but you definitely didn't find anything today.
Okay. Hopefully my stealth was enough that nobody saw that I found the shitter.
No,
And I'm not going to say that I found the shitter. So anybody with a passive perception over 29 should know that I found the shitter and then snuck away from it.
Actually, no, I was, yeah.
I don't think anyone can. So it's like unknowingly that when he's coming back, she'll say, "Oh God, I remember how he really died. This isn't good."
It was disease, wasn't it?
He was running away, trying to beg to talk when we had prior given him many, many chances to talk. I was running after him, trying to smite him, and as I was coming down, I couldn't see it then, but I remembered now, in the weird amnesia memory fog, that my friend Chris had cast Eldritch Blast.
Ah, yes, the forbidden spell.
And it hit his head.
So, what I'm hearing is that there's a fairly reasonable amount of bad blood between yourselves and this Van Richten character.
There was when we were alive too, but that doesn't help.
But was this him or Strahd is the question that I would like answered.
And I'm the only one here with an amulet of...
It seems a lot of work for Strahd to come down here and just kill a common girl and then just leave without gloating about it.
He would have said something. He would have came to gloat in my face.
I believe you. I don't know him.
He likes gloating.
Magic, but I think that only works on existing magic that is currently happening. Yeah.
And I can only tell what was here, and I don't think it... And if it was still here, I would know it's still here, but I don't think it's still here.
You can't identify the actual, anything about it. You just know what it is, right? Like, its origins.
Yeah,
right?
And you said it was here, not currently is here?
Like, you couldn't tell if it was, for instance, I'm just going to mention things like ghost, specter, skeleton, or vampire. You would know undead, right?
Yeah.
So you don't know what was here, but you know that something was undead was here. Very strong undead presence, and a slight presence of something fiendish as well.
Yeah, and I would know if it was still within that 60-foot location. If it's not, I just know it's not there anymore.
Midnight being here before, actually, this was the area where you encountered this fiendish presence last time as well. You might recall
the vampire spawn creature and the priest.
There was a day when Cole's brother showed up, and he was partnered by an imp. Now, Cole's brother, from what you knew, from what you know about imps and, these things that you innately know for some reason, how you don't know who you are, but you know things about the world still that you don't know how you know them, but
I know
you know that you know that like you know how to pour tea and how to make stuff and but you don't know.
I know how to do basic things.
Yeah, you know that bacon grease is good, right? So
yummy bacon grease.
You remember the signature, the feeling that this fiend gave you back then, and because it actually was at the church graveyard the last time you saw him. So the bit of a deja vu moment with the Van Richten gave you another feeling of and last time he had been accompanying Cole's brother, who is now this somehow turned into some sort of necromancer, and saying he was in service of Strahd last time. So there might be somebody following you around. You're getting the feeling that this makes sense. Potentially outside of your 60 feet. Something's been watching you here and there. And that kind of adds up now, because, yeah, just because your divine sense works, it doesn't work around corners. It doesn't work if you fire it off once.
Too far away.
It doesn't necessarily mean anything. You feel like you've been a little too lax on that lately, and it is a chance that in the future you might be able to pick up more than just hints if you use it at timely times.
Mm-hmm. Will you close sheet? I mean, I kind of just like there thinking, an imp?
An imp that you guys killed.
A dead imp. Or something else.
I would like to lay this woman to rest, if we might.
I was just about to ask, is it okay if I drag this out of here, or are we still, like, in a powwow of our own thoughts?
We need to put this woman to rest, but keep your eyes up. We're being followed by something.
Yes, do what you like. I mean, I suppose now we have more tiger steak for the rest of us. I'll still need one of you to volunteer, though. And he walks up the stairs and he's like, it's not that bad, possession of, you know, you might not even remember it all. And he walks up the stairs.
Can I roll something to see if... Because he's just saying you might not even remember it all. And, like, Midnight doesn't have any of her memories. Is there some way that I could tell if she has been possessed?
Oh.
I guess you could try, yeah. That was more of him trying to be charming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
it'll be good.
Curiosity.
Like, he's trying to convince you. He sounds like he's trying to convince you that it'll be okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, let me bring the possession on one of you. Let's talk to Van Richten, get this all settled out, and don't worry about it. You might not even remember how it all felt.
Yeah. Yeah, I just know that Midnight is like wondering, and I was like, maybe that. So.
Well, I mean, feel free to explore that. I'm just not going to answer that question outright for you.
Spoilers.
When he says that, she looks at Midnight and goes, maybe.
What?
Well, you can't remember things, and maybe if it's a thing that you don't normally remember. I'm just saying, perhaps there was some possession that happened.
From as far as I can recall, it was a good chance of it being Strahd's own doing.
Oh, that is alarming.
Because he is the one who originally brought me here. And trapped me.
Interesting.
I do... So far, the memories have been coming back in either very, very distant pieces or very close pieces. Nothing in between yet.
The mind is fascinating and just impossible to navigate thing. I will help Groza take this woman out of here to bury her appropriately.
Okay.
I'll kind of follow up saying, I'll read the rites.
And as your group goes out towards the cemetery, is that okay, Winnie, or are you staying down here for me?
I was just going to say two things. It would be nice if we had a break soon, if that's all right.
Yeah,
and
I was just going to do that.
Number two, Winnie heard Midnight mention an amulet, and he wants to kind of clandestinely have a look and see what it is exactly she's wearing, if it's visible.
It's visible. It's just like Chili just laying on the breastplate.
Last minute RIP to the ringmaster there. That's what they. That's from last session.
I want that sword, man. I want that sword.
Still up
He
from last
looks so
session.
bad.
Yeah.
Just to...
So,
Nice little.
you guys are here now instead. There is no ghostly Van Richten, his
Don't know what
his
you're talking
giant
about.
chimp, and his angry tiger, saber-toothed tiger named Gerald, One Tooth. And instead, it is you guys all around this grave that has been dug but not used yet. There are a few of these around the plot. It's a large cemetery, and Midnight, you remember you've used one of these graves before to bury.
Mm-hmm.
That was him burying Ismark, right? No, or was that the father? That was the father. Yeah.
I think we buried Ismark as well.
Ismark wasn't here though.
Hmm.
That was the father.
So yeah. Okay, yeah.
Indiri Kolyovich.
Ismark was somewhere else.
Indiria. Anyways, Kolyovich, and the old
Before the
burgomaster lies here as well.
Before the body's buried, Winnie is going to search it for anything useful.
It's got very little on it as far as goods, anything like that, but it does have a couple of electrum pieces in its pocket, the commoner's
I'm not going to take
pocket.
the money. Is there any religious iconography, like a jewelry or tattoos or any unusual scars?
It looks like she was wearing a ring at one point. It was taken from her, or maybe taken off. You could give me a check on that if you want. You could see that. It looks like she's probably a street girl with the way that she's been starved lately. And yeah, the investigation 14, that's better than 2. And so she...
It's 23.
Oh, 14 plus.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Plus 9. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't tell me the total. Oh, there it is, 23. I got you now. So yeah, it looks like this ring was probably taken off a month ago. She's been starving for some time now. Maybe pawned, right? And not had the best time lately. There's been a lot of people. The priest is out here with you now, and he joins you, and he sees that you're going through the body and stuff, and understands what's happening, and it's just like there's been a lot of people around the area lately that seem to be flocking from Vallaki and from Kresk as well. Even they think Barovia will be the savior, and the only reason they think that is because there's no one here when they showed up. I mean, I remember being here long ago, and there were hundreds of people that lived in this village. Now, in the mornings when I'm out here, I see maybe 20 at the most people heading out of town to find food in the fields to the east. They are always back before any kind of dinner bell would be rung. No one stays out of town for very long, but it seems to be the only place where they can get food, and it's not kind living here in Barovia. So she probably had a fate like this anyways. I don't think any of you should feel bad. This was probably just a quicker end to her grim future.
I don't feel bad.
And with that, he turns and walks away.
Just let me know when she's like buried, so I can do the reading of the rites.
She is, and as you do that, I think we can go to break.
Yeah, I was actually going to read them from the webpage.
Oh, feel free to read us out into break.
Blessed be Ezra, our guardian in the mists. To you we pray. Show us the path to your light. Open the door of the mists, so that we may walk them. Lead us to our place in the grand scheme. Deliver us to the place of our bidding. With you, our guardian, as our guide. Amen.
Rosa starts clapping.
Yeah, Helki says a quiet amen under her breath, and nods.
And you all feel like you
you
might
did
have
say
done
amen.
something
Oh, I feel like an ass.
good. You might have done something positive here just now. Who knows? Well, her story is over, but yours continues in another 15 minutes, so we'll see you guys in a few. 7:30 my time back. Sound good?
Good. Yes.
Yep,
Sound
that'll
good?
work.
All right. Ciao for now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I believe we are back.
Hey.
So, I'm here.
Before break there, we interred the corpse of a poor woman whose fate was met in Barovia, or who met her fate in Barovia, and we pick up with our party who now have the day to seize. They are with the priests in the church, deciding, I guess, upon a next course of action. Let's go in here, I guess.
Do not own a token of vision. No.
I will make sure that I will make sure you guys can see and everything. You are in the church, right? And the priest is now back at the altar, and he is going through his notes and all the stuff that is packing up everything and trying to, instead of just prepare to do the spell downstairs, he is now preparing to vacate the premises. And while your animals all wait outside, you guys are all in the church with him. You can go off on your own. Midnight, you know that the reason that you came here in the first place to save these people wasn't to necessarily save them from Van Richten. You have a plan here that has been sidelined. You know that there is a timeline, an urgency to this all happening. The dragon's voice didn't tell you that you have all the time in the world. You know that Strahd right now is potentially engaging in some type of marriage ceremony with today was supposed to be the day that Irina became his bride, whatever that means. On that note as well, going through Van Richten's journal and learning more about vampires the other day and learning how the code works and everything, you guys were able to put together a couple of other things about that might influence your urgency in the whole adventure that you're on right now. And one of those is that a vampire marriage is not the same thing as a non-vampire marriage. And a vampire marriage involves a little more torment and longer pre-wedding rituals than most. In order for Strahd to take a bride, he has to bite a person 3 times, draining them of their life a little bit each time and charming them each time as well, in order for him to take a proper bride. As far as you know, Irina had not been bitten by him yet. He had been visiting her. He had been tormenting her. He had bitten her friend. Now that you're putting it all together, the friend that she was looking for when she met you originally, one of the women in town, actually, I'll remind you, that used to own the bar, the Blood on the Vine Tavern. She's gone crazy looking for her daughter, and her daughter and Irina were good friends, and her daughter went missing, and Irina thought that, yeah, Strahd's probably the one who took her, and so Irina's been tortured but not bitten, and so you're thinking that today, right now, is probably what's happening. Is besides the other night, like when he saw, like, this is now potentially the second day, the second chance that he has to bite her again. Maybe he didn't do it fully yesterday when he was teasing you, making you watch her succumb to his charm. But today was the day that he planned on starting this whole thing up, as far as you know. And so there's a part of you that hopes it is a 3-day thing, that there is more than one chance here, and that, you know, you might have some extra time before this is all over. You also know that the ritual, or the whatever it is, because of how desolate the castle was, you might have been the only people invited to the castle. So if he was doing something public at all, it might not be there. So that's just to remind you about what you might have known from before, that has to do with this stuff. And as you now are dealt with this new situation of having to deal with Van Richten, this angry priest, and the rest of you, you've got a plan of some kind, or you've got to figure out how you are going to heist a dragon skull somehow from the castle where the devil sleeps. So, with that all in mind, you guys head back into the church after burying this woman, and go nuts.
I'm not above
Look,
stealing.
none of us
things.
really knew the girl. There's no reason to be this awkward, okay? Sorry, but it's not gonna bring her back.
Well, I was more thinking about this dragon skull. I don't mind
Dragon
stealing
skull.
things.
And
I
how
don't-
we're on a bit of a tight timeline.
I don't know how much Midnight has told you all about her
Oh,
thing either. So it's kind of up to
Okay,
her to
gotcha.
decide about how to rally the team or whatnot. She just knows she's been sent to save you, and then all of a sudden you're in the middle of the road, and you haven't really had a chance to, since Groza and Wenny woke up from their injuries, you guys haven't really had a chance to talk about all of it.
She's mentioned the dragon skull.
You've
Definitely,
mentioned
she's
it.
mentioned the dragon skull.
You've mentioned
And
it.
that it needs to be brought back to its body.
Yes. In passing...
Oh, we're
in-
stealing it.
That's yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is where she hasn't really conveyed that all to you yet necessarily. She's on a quest to do that, and so yeah, she has. You guys have a chance to figure out how you want to proceed with this journey that you now find yourselves on, knowing that the town is starting to come to life. A couple of birds are heard outside now. The sun's starting to do its best to come up. Yeah, sorry, I won't interrupt again.
Midnight, noticing it is now hit day 2. Oh, you wanted to say something?
I was going to say, Winnie is going to offer to brew up. He's out of chamomile, but we're waking up. He's got a tiny bit of peppermint tea left. Tea, anyone?
I'll take a cup.
Oh,
And I'll
pass.
scrounge some of this rubble from the floor and set up my little brew kit while the others chit-chat. And I'm just, I pull out the dagger from my boot to make shavings of wood for the fire and start using that dagger that I picked up from the bride of the vampire, or one of the brides, I guess.
Okay.
Do I recognize that knife, by the way? From the side of a particular owlbear?
Yeah, were you conscious when the bear got stabbed originally?
I was down pretty early.
I think you might have been. He got charmed after, so I think you were passed out when the owl bear was killed.
Thank the gods.
But he's holding the same knife, a similar knife that I just pulled out of my owlbear this morning.
I think the knife was already out of the owlbear.
Yeah, the knife was already out of the owl
Yeah,
bear.
he went up and
Oh,
looted.
because I took one out when I was cutting up tiger meat.
Well, she probably threw a couple of daggers at the same time, potentially, or was it the vampire that threw the dagger, or was it Wenny that used it?
Because I know when he used
I think the vampire
one and
threw.
then promptly removed
Yeah, the
it.
vampire lady, the vampire girl, the bride, the one actually she had a roguish look to her with a
She was
a
beautiful.
vest of like she had like a vest made of furs. It was only like a neck thing, almost like a scarf or like an airplane pillow of like really nice fur.
Yeah.
And then like a necklace on her that was like a couple of fangs, that accentuated her natural
Decolletage.
talents. Yeah, and she looked like the kind of woman you don't want to meet in a dark alley, and so she threw a knife at the owlbear, and you were conscious during that, and
Okay.
we'll just say she threw 2 knives, and you pulled one out of her, out of your owlbear today that Wenny had missed in the chaos of the battle. So anyways, yeah, Wenny, you're whittling away with this knife.
Yeah, I'm splitting wood with this knife that I haven't even really thought about, other than the fact that I picked it up because I was going to return it to this beautiful woman who was trying to get me to kill my friends, and luckily I shook that off, so now I'm just using it to make fire.
Exactly. So while you're doing that, you hear, "Oh heavens! Do I really have to put that thing down? What is wrong with you?"
I look towards Helki, but it's not her voice. She doesn't seem to be trying to get my attention.
Nobody else seems to be talking at all to you. Nobody's looking at you.
All right, I will concentrate and say, "Put what down?"
You
But I'm
guys
not
all
gonna say it out loud.
You guys all hear.
Oh, I guess I could say, yeah, sure, I'll say it out loud. Put what down?
But what down what?
What?
That knife! Oh my God! How thick-skulled are you? Really? You just go around and picking up knives of strangers you don't know? Come now.
And I'm going to slowly put the knife down and say, "Of course, some of them are extremely good."
Yeah, some of
Saying
them.
this out loud still?
Who is speaking? Where I come from, it's polite to introduce oneself.
So, you
I
guys
am
are all.
Groza.
You guys are all looking at him now. I'm sure.
You're still talking out loud, Wenny, like you're saying.
Yeah, I don't even notice that I'm talking out loud.
Detect magic?
A lot of things in this room are about to light up like a Christmas tree, especially midnight.
Yeah, you see a whole lot of magic right now. That's it.
Midnight's
The entire screen,
Christmas tree of magic.
just like it did, the entire screen picks up and everything turns to a colorful hue. Everybody's got magic items.
Yeah, even Groza lights up. His sword lights up. His arm lights up.
I want to focus on Wenny and see if I can detect a spell being cast on or in the vicinity of him. That I wouldn't like.
You do not detect any type. Detect magic detects spells and magical effects.
School.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
school of them and stuff like that. And there's doesn't appear to be any kind of spell cast upon the knife that he just threw on the ground. There are magical items that are lighting up around, though. And I suppose you could pick up, like, it wouldn't be anything like a school of magic or anything like that, though. So it's just, yeah, you can pick up some magic to the daggers that he's got. Not a normal dagger, that's all you know.
Okay.
So seriously now, come on, why? What makes you just assume that you can? You know, I just saved your life. You know that, right?
I appreciate it, but again, how about this? Let me introduce myself.
Well, I already know who
Okay.
you are.
Well, but I don't know who you are. I am Winlavish, Beziveg, Pista, Blinky-Tiana, Lucasepta, Pimiquid, Sienna, Wixit. And
Oh, your name
I
is
am an
funny.
archaeologist.
If you call him that,
Who, may I ask, am I speaking to?
Well, I must admit, I did stop paying attention after the first few syllables. But you are speaking to Davin. I have been watching you for a while now. I was picked up, I don't know how long ago now. Sometimes it's dark, but I figured I'm just going to end up on a corpse and sitting here for years and years and nobody's going to find me. I'd rather not have that happen, so why not speak up before it's too late? That dagger you picked up would have doomed you if you held on to it for much longer.
Yeah. Funny thing about that dagger, for some reason it feels like the kind of thing that you keep around after a bad breakup, but you just can't get rid of it.
Yes, well, you better do something about it soon, because if you don't, you're going to start... Well, let's say I'll need a new owner.
And you'll need a new owner. Well, who
needs a new
your
owner?
name is David. What are you? How are you speaking to me? How did you come to be in my presence? Or how did I come to be in your presence?
I mean, you could say fate, or you could say luck. Who knows? All I know is that it's been a more interesting time following you around than the last few people.
Well, I appreciate that. Although my race doesn't really believe in luck. We believe in Marto.
Marto?
Yes.
Is that another word for luck? I know a
it's
lot,
similar.
but...
It's, let your adventures lead your way.
Well, I'm a Marta too then. Haha! Let's do this. Okay, so let's maybe stab that guy?
Stab who?
That guy looks a little suspicious, right?
Which one?
The one standing there with his back to you. He's on the altar there, that priest-looking fella.
Winnie, as you look up, Groza has moved forward and is kind of like crouched over you, just like looking at you, trying to figure out who you are talking to.
Yeah, the priest is now eyeing you guys too. He's starting to turn. What? Who's he talking to?
Winnie, is someone
don't
leaving
know.
a message on you?
Oh, now you've got his attention. Stop talking out loud. Jeez.
Huh? What? Oh.
Hi, Winnie. Remember us? You want to fill us in on who you're talking to?
You've been talking out loud this entire time, buddy.
Well,
Sorry about your breakup, by the way.
I don't know who I'm talking to yet. Give me a minute.
Do you have any magic items that could talk?
I'm a walking collection of magic items. Let me figure out what's going on here. It said something about stabbing, and I'm gonna wander off. I'm gonna wander off over here to this pew and sit for a minute, thinking about. I'm gonna work on answering in my head. Why do you want to stab that priest? Because I kind of want to stab him too, but I think well,
then let's do it. Why not?
Because I
see
think
the
he's more
downside.
useful to us alive. And I'm not a murderer. I'm a collector.
Oh, come now. He's not your friend. He'll never be a friend.
Yeah,
Just get the job done with. Come on, get me wet. Let's do this.
Look. I don't mind killing people who deserve it, but this guy's useful. You can't be so impulsive. What? I'll get
a lot of fun. You are.
I'll treat you to something nice, but it'll be worthwhile. It'll be more satisfying. Trust me. But if I do that, what can you do for me?
No answer.
Okay. All right.
Crickets. Brain crickets.
I guess, am I able to discern now that this is not my sword, but this other dagger that I've been carrying for a little bit?
This is your dagger that you've been holding on to for a while, yeah.
All right. I am not going to pick up the vampire dagger. I'm just going to leave it on the floor.
You are compelled in a lot of ways to make sure that nobody else touches that dagger while it's on the floor.
All right. I will... you know what? I'm going to kick it. Carefully kicking it by the hilt into this big pile of rubble right here. Kind of behind Hilke.
Kind of noticing he's
Make a wisdom save while you kick it.
All right. Is this a magic effect?
You get a +4 from
no.
me.
You do get a +4
Okay.
because you were standing beside Midnight. But it is
I don't
not
know
a
if our
magic effect.
collective bless is still going on, because a lot of us still have bless on.
Oh, right. That's got to be coming off. That's only.
Yeah,
that was
I might
only for
wanna
the prayer. I will get
Plus
rid of that.
4.
Yeah, and let me get rid of that before you roll.
Am I? Oh, okay. Let me close this out.
There,
Okay.
you should be good now.
I'm getting
Yeah,
I'm
then
getting
just add a
a
4 to whatever it is.
wisdom +4. Okay. And that's a normal roll. Oh, Christ.
So you go to kick
Okay.
it, but instead of kicking it, you go and pick it up.
My precious. Okay, and I stick it back in the boot.
All in one kicking motion.
I feel like that was just you showing off that you could pick up the dagger, but I am actually really impressed.
It
Well,
takes
yes,
some
that
practice.
was quite smooth, actually. There. Now let's say that we get ourselves out of here and find a new subject to.
How about, before we listen to a single thing you have to say, Mr. Priest, I have more important matters to talk about first, because I'm on a timed schedule here.
Oh well, I am
And
too.
you don't factor
so...
into it. So, if all this weirdness can, halt for 5 seconds, I need to explain a lot of things to my new group.
Not a lot of people or creatures or whatever talk to me that way and get away with it. I'll let this one slide, but you'd better not be messing with me for that book. And
Yes, and if you try anything, you'll end up like Van Richten now. Hush.
well, make your
I
plans.
had collecting ghosts.
So, as I was trying to say, guys, I was sent here to save you all because I was told you could help me. Now, I mentioned getting the skull out of Castle Ravenloft and reunited back to the body of the dragon it came from back in Argynvost. This will help ignite a magic sword that, for some reason, the dragon head not being reunited to the body doesn't really make the weapon activate till the head's back on its body. The sword can then be helpful in killing Strahd, who is also trying to forcefully marry himself to a woman my group was trying to protect. Now, from what I've uncovered from the book, thanks to your help, Winnie, it's a 3-day process. We're on day 2. I have 1 more day before he forcibly marries that woman.
So, what do we need to do? Do we need to
Break
stop
into the
marriage?
castle. Break
Sure.
into the
Oh.
castle. Put the head back into Castle Ravenloft, where it belongs, and then go kill him. Castle
Why?
Argynvost.
Yeah.
How far away is that?
Unfortunately, very.
So you guys would all now have access to the same map that Midnight has. If you go to the top, you should be able to see that there's an eastern.
East region map?
Did I have that one open? Barovia region map. Yeah, eastern region map.
Swap to that real quick.
I will activate
Ooh.
that for everybody.
Pretty.
So this is where your party is in the village of Barovia right now. Across the river, like you came in from the gates over here, or you came in and then looked back and saw the gates. You passed by some fertile farmland over here that the villagers seem to go and farm at, or where they seem to get their fresh food. Only during the day, it seems. As Midnight, you would know, as you travel this way down the road, you end up crossing the bridge and then coming out this way to the Vistani encampment, where Madame Ava was. And then if you continue switch back up the hills and everything, you can get across the river over on this bridge that's really high up and eventually either lead out towards Vallaki this way or out towards Castle Ravenloft on the top there. And as you can see, winter is coming, and it has started to snow in the higher regions in Barovia again.
I look at Midnight.
B, we can't really hear you well.
Oh.
Is your mic piece not sitting in your ear, or? Because I know you had like a dangly mic piece at one point.
So then after that, I'll show you the reference of what's going on here. Well, maybe that's not the best way to do it. But okay, well, whatever. There's a lot of X's on here, no problem. As far as the pathway goes that you'd have to follow to Argynvost, you're here in Barovia. Down the road. Oh, I see, because you can only see so far.
Yeah, it's a vision marker, yeah.
Gotcha. So you're here in Barovia, you have to go down the road, across the river. There's a crossroads here where there's some Vistani there. Down here is the turn where you come up. There we go. You come up this way and you find where is it? Actually, from about here. Whatever. There's a windmill that you see as well. That
They owe me rent.
yeah, they owe you rent. And so as you cross this bridge here, then you come to Castle Ravenloft there. This way is over towards Vallaki. There's the windmill.
Argynvost is somewhere.
There's the windmill there. Come on, why can't I move the map around? There we go. So as you continue over, now you're in Vallaki. Down the road farther, across the river again. Up would be Van Richten's tower, and up the mountain up here is Castle, or Argynvost's keep. And so this is where she points on the map where the dragon Argynvost used to reside, and where he did battle with Strahd long ago.
Henry, like his head back.
So you have to get a dragon skull from Castle Ravenloft
All the way there.
all the way there.
So we should probably get to
I have a question.
Yes.
With my Outlander background, is there any way I could expedite, make our travels faster, like taking shortcuts and stuff like that, since this area would be part of my hunting ground?
Most definitely. You have an innate knowledge of a lot of these lands, especially where people don't build roads. Because you don't like the roads as much as the wilderness, right? It's something you stay away from in order to not have to deal with those cultured folks. Their funny clothing.
And then Midnight will remind them of her cursed armor predicament of, I get near the castle, the armor starts getting feisty.
So it sounds like we need to go, and we can take these routes here to kind of speed it up. Go get the skull, meet you at wherever we're going? Where we gotta put it?
That would be great if I didn't think he'd kill you instantly.
I mean,
So
he's gonna try.
we have to get the dragon skull out of the castle without your cursed armor that belongs to him taking over you, and also without him killing us all terribly. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. Big predicament, isn't it?
At Midnight, you still feel a connection to the skull. You currently know where it is at all times, and if you close your eyes and concentrate, you can see it sitting there on the mantle. A farce of its old self. I'll just say that for now.
And she'll say, and I know exactly where in the castle it is.
But you can't come with us.
I mean, I could. The armor wouldn't like it very much, and I would have to fight it the whole way through, but I technically could.
And what happens if you lose that fight?
Well, and I think
As far as... Yeah, go ahead. I was just going to say, as far as I'm aware, it makes me stop moving.
Another question I think is worth asking before we go in there is, I don't know what kind of failsafes they've left inside of my friend's mind here.
Assuming they're even capable of it.
Assuming, but it's not magical, so I can't do anything about it if we get in there and it turns out that he's still in love with this vampire woman.
But you don't want to go down that road. Well, it doesn't sound like we have much of a choice. Unless, Mr. Priest Dude, you want to come hang out with us and go steal a dragon skull.
Unless the priest knows a very high level to spell curse, assuming this armor is cursed.
You're... steal a what? Excuse me?
Stealing a dragon skull from Strahd's castle.
Okay. Why? Where did you get that harebrained idea?
The dragon itself that wants its head back.
Really? That's interesting.
You've lived here. Do you think that's honestly the most far-fetched thing you've heard?
No, I remember. I remember Argynvost was always... Huh, interesting. You're saying he's still around.
He's dead. His knights are undead and deranged and will probably be quelled once his head's back. And they are also sharing their keep with the undead knights of Ezra.
I have run into the Revenant Knights here before. They almost actually took me out when I was near Van Richten's tower.
The Knights of Ezra know of me, so they should be nice to me. The Dragon Knights want to kill everyone.
Wait,
right.
Question.
Yeah?
Is there no way for us to get... The head is in the castle.
Yes.
The body is in the keep.
Yes.
Is there any way for us to get the body to the head instead of the head to the body?
I don't think that'd be an easier idea, considering it's assuming the ancient dragon body. The head would be easier to carry than a gargantuan pack of bones.
But could we not animate the body?
Can you animate gargantuan objects?
Wouldn't it be easier to storm the castle with an undead dragon on our side?
That has no head, and that probably couldn't even fit through the door.
That didn't stop that carnival barker from nearly killing us.
I don't know how to animate things.
Neither do I. And the last time I was in that castle, the Dragon Knights wanted me dead.
I can speak with them. The dead, but I cannot animate a dragon corpse for you. Again, we're going off track here. We were discussing ways that I could look at the book.
I don't know that we were. Let me ask you this.
Hold on. How about he helps us with this, he gets a peek at the book. Win-win. We're running out of time.
We are running out of time.
We can keep doing the whole we can't trust each other thing, or we can get your mission done, or possibly miss out.
I message Midnight and I say, you could offer to leave the book with him while we do this thing. I mean, I don't know how important it is to you to have it.
I'll kind of reply within the span saying, it has knowledge on every single monster Van Richten has ever fought and killed. And he wants to do who knows what with it against a sect of werewolves that I may or may not be friends with.
Excuse me, what? Werewolves? Is he talking about werewolves?
This isn't out loud. This is through the message thing.
He heard werewolves, so... Oh, you just through message. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, Pigeon, I don't know where you got the idea about werewolves. I don't think I said werewolves about him. He never really... he's been to Barovia, but he doesn't have anything against werewolves. Earlier. He doesn't have anything himself against werewolves, if you're getting that from somewhere. I don't know where. Just saying.
I thought you mentioned it earlier that he wanted to use against werewolves or something. Maybe I misheard.
Well, he wants to... he's a person who's been to Barovia, doesn't seem to be... anytime you mention stuff, he doesn't seem to be like, what's that? You know, he's been here before, and so he's probably seen some werewolves, but that's about it. He's eaten some werewolves.
Readjusting not really trusting him with a book that tells you how to kill practically everything in Barovia.
I mean, we could just leave. I see through message again. What's he going to do?
You know, like, reply back in the message like, we saw how he was during combat. He wasn't that good.
Or we could... I mean, I don't think you should let him have it forever, but if it's like a thing of he promises that no harm shall come to it while we are storming the castle, because there's a chance that we're not going to get out of there anyway.
Oh.
So...
Helki, you know better than to talk like that around me.
I'm messaging.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Never, sorry, forgot.
Yeah. So, just a thought. It's your property, and of course I will back you up in whatever you decide, but if getting this dragon's head back and killing Strahd is more important, I mean, if we kill Strahd and then we come back here and he has the book and it turns out he's doing terrible things with it, we could just kill him too. Not to put too fine a point on it.
This is true. It's just, I've only been able to just read it since I've met you all. I don't know what everything he's written in there. I don't know if he's put in some kind of forbidden magics in some of these pages of dangerous evil spells. I don't know what's all in here.
That's a fair point.
We could be giving him a spell book for all we know with facts on how to kill monsters written in it.
So torn.
Winnie is...
So you would know that, yes, there are some spells hidden in there, Midnight. They seem to be beyond your comprehension right now. You've spent hours with the book. Looking at it at a glance, it's the kind of thing that, like a Where's Waldo book, where you can miss it. Just you look at the page, you can miss something on it. There's so many things on the pages, right? And so, Helki, you only looked at it for a few minutes here and there. When he had it for a couple of hours this morning, or an hour and a bit this morning, kind of thing. So it's not like you guys have had a whole bunch of time to plow through this thing together or put your heads together on it. There might be some more secrets in it. The priest hasn't had a chance to look at it yet either. And also, he's hearing you guys speak about Castle Ravenloft in this head. He's heard a few things about it, right? I was gonna when you guys said it was all message. Like he's gonna be while you guys are talking to each other, he'll turn to Groza and be like, "If you're crazy enough to actually go into the castle, I mean, I was here when they tried last time. I could possibly go with you. I've drawn what I could of a blueprint. I'm sure that maybe even Van Richten has been to the castle before. There might be some sort of a coded print inside of there from where he is investigated as well."
Oh, I agree. I think he'd be a great asset. I don't know why we got to keep wasting time with the we can't trust each other. It's Barovia. We shouldn't be trusting anyone anyway. And then they lock eyes like this, and it's just awkward silence. But
right.
I think, yeah, if you help us out, you can take a look at the book. I don't see what's
I mean,
wrong with
really,
it.
I don't
Everybody
care
here
about you guys.
wants to read.
I don't care at all about you guys. If you had not interrupted me, I would not care if I had ever met you. Like, no offense towards you. You seem like a pleasant individual.
Well, the pleasant memory I'll carry is us sharing tiger meat. Other than that, if you died tomorrow, hey, you lived a life.
Right? I mean,
and it should just be that easy with people.
I wish I could, but that's, again, a story for another day.
Priest, a question for you. I've read a little bit of the book. It appears that these creatures are susceptible to acid or light. Is there any way you could help us enhance our ability to fight them with that information? Maybe if you could help us, I could talk to the metal lady there and see if she would share the book with you for a bit.
You want me to enhance your abilities to fight vampires?
Yes.
I mean, I'm a priest, a man of faith. Doesn't mean my faith protects me from all that goes bump in the night. I myself go bump in the night sometimes, but if a vampire wants you dead, there's not a lot of things that can help you.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. There might be information in this book.
Well, there might. I don't know, though, do I?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we can get a hold of the book, if there's something useful in there, would you help us?
I don't see why not. As long as you promise not to jump in and ruin my plans again, I have no issues with helping you on yours.
Oh, she's back.
Is this MFer lying to me?
He is. Give me an insight check. Groza, you can give me one too, while the other two.
He doesn't really care if he's lying or not. He just wants to move on.
That's 14.
He's got a mission to complete too.
Okay, so 14, you can tell that he is sick of waiting. He wants this book, and he's willing to do whatever it takes, even deal with you guys to get it. If he's seriously contemplating not doing this anymore and maybe just trying to take it. Look in his eyes. He's looking over at midnight constantly, over at whoever has the book at the time. You can tell he's
he doesn't
plotting.
know that when he has the book.
You can tell he's plotting, though.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to look at Midnight and say, look, I'm going to show him this book. We'll see what he thinks.
Winnie, no.
I think he may be able to help us.
Winnie, there are probably dangerous spells in that book. I know there are spells in that book. We cannot show him that.
I think we have to trust somebody. And I can
fix that right now, Winnie. I usually ask for consent, but I am not. And she casts Zone of Truth on everyone within her radius.
Okay. That's a save, isn't it?
Yep. I'm pretty sure I can. Let me double check to see if I can tell if they save.
We all have the character in the church here.
Info, because I'm pretty sure.
No, you should be able to. I don't know. I'm not sure if you can or not, but
yeah, you know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw.
Right.
So I would know if I would have to be extra sus on if someone's lying to me. I'm pretty sure I'm like positioning myself like in between everyone at this point.
Right.
Because when he's trying to give, like.
I guess I'll just put this here. Or put him here. Everybody's around the same area.
Just
drop that template.
Just alt-clicking basically everything.
Oh, you could click place measured template and then just click everybody.
Oh.
Should bring up the Zone of Truth.
Where is place measured template?
In the chat.
Thank you. Basically in the middle, right here. And I'm ignoring that.
Oh, charisma saving throw. Shit.
You hear the inner
still get
truth
plus
of
4?
Catoblepus.
I rolled like dog dookie.
And I'm pretty sure I even roll myself, and I accidentally X'd out of it, but who cares? I can roll the charisma save from somewhere.
It's a charisma, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's charisma save.
Oh.
Me roll it myself.
He rolled a 22.
I rolled a 28.
It would be so funny if we all failed, but he passed.
I succeeded.
I know.
Let's see, 3 of us succeeded, 2 failed.
That is funny. That is really funny. Oh, that's where it is. Okay, there you go. Charisma save. Okay, I didn't click that properly, so I will do it through the thing. But the Catoblepus is...
Catoblepus is even in it?
Very... Okay. Charisma, and that's the priest. I guess he passed anyways. That's some good rolls, Greg. So charisma is not necessarily like how good you are at talking to people in a crowd, right? Charisma is your your presence, your intimidation, your force of will.
Like your charm.
Yeah, your force of sheer will, right? It doesn't necessarily mean you're a good public speaker if you have high charisma. This Caliblepus exhibits a force of will upon your brain like you have never felt. It is like, stay the hell out of my head. If it could communicate, that is the exact words that it would have used. As you hear it shake, you see it shake its skull. Its face has like bones coming out of it, like it's got bones shaped onto its face, so it kind of looks like a bit of a skull face. And as it like looks at you, Midnight, it's slightly intimidating as it shakes off this zone of truth. And the priest,
I give like everyone who I know who like is able to negate it, just like a look in the eye, just like a nod of I know you're able to circumvent it.
He nods to you as well. And he's like, huh, good move.
Rosa nods, but he has no idea what's going on.
Because right now I'm getting very sick of having to dance around the lines.
Well, I would concur with you that this is a waste of time. I don't want to march into the castle. I'll be honest with you. There. If I don't harbor any ill will towards your group, you have simply pilfered an item that's not yours and are holding it hostage against me for some reason. I don't believe that you have any legitimate claim on it, being the ones who murdered him yourselves. If you consider yourselves to be holy people at all, or people that are going for some sort of justice at all, I don't see how you can deny me the chance to possibly do something about this myself.
What do you want with the book? You still won't tell us.
There are things
and how
that
can I trust someone with the book?
What do you know of these lands?
I know that they're cursed. I know that Strahd is the reason people can't leave. I know that the Vistani can make potions, and if they like you enough, they can give you one and you can drink it and you can leave.
Yes, I thought this was a zone of truth.
What's a zone of truth?
I have no reason to lie. I'm a paladin of my word.
Yes, well, I suppose the misguided can't be blamed. Your Vistani friends, the potions that you bought or whatnot, yes.
But they were given to us freely because we saved some other people.
Snake oil. They take your fortune. Pardon?
I'm assuming you've tried the potion and tried to leave?
Many others have, yes. I remember drinking with them one day when they told me all about it. Probably... that was back when Ava was still only a few hundred years old. But, yes. As far as the Vistani go, your friend Van Richten probably wasn't too far off on his assumptions that all of them are evil. In this area especially, I wouldn't trust them, that's for sure.
So far they haven't tried to kill me while I've slept or poisoned me or anything.
I mean, most of them are good-natured, sure. But...
to be fair, I mean, neither is he.
Yes, we just found a dead woman in the basement, and he has no idea how it happened.
But you said you saw an undead demon?
I didn't see it. I felt the remnants of its presence here.
But he's not an undead demon.
Well, I'm not undead.
Yep, just go with it. We get it. You're really old. But, again, he didn't kill her either.
No, I did not.
Exactly.
Clearly you have pissed off a ghost. And it's now my problem. Because it was a ghost that I wanted to talk to. Now, you can solve all our problems by just giving me his possessions, and I will leave. You can do whatever you like then. Or
Assuming you're not going to try and terrorize the countryside like every other person in this hellhole wants to.
me terrorize the countryside. No.
He can't
I
do
am
much worse than what Strahd's doing.
I'm just trying to die.
And why
Wait,
can't
what?
you simply die without this book?
Well, if you hold the book for too much longer, I'll show you.
Interesting.
Are you an undead? A zombie? Vampire? What are you?
As I told you before, I am a priest of Osiris. And as you assume that Strahd keeps you here, well, I suppose he does, in his way. He has his power. But there are powers greater than him. Powers that I cannot even fathom fully. After my hundreds of years doing so. Or trying to do so, at least. I do what I can. I follow the signs. I try to find an end to it all. But so far, no luck.
So you're just a priest who wants to die, finally.
It's been a long time coming. Yes. So like I said, I will follow you around for a little while if you like, as long as it leads to me getting the only clue that I have for the last 100 years as to how to escape this hellhole for me. So, yes, I am in your debt if you can provide me a way out. But I have my doubts there, considering you don't even know half of what you're into.
I know that vampire in the castle, one way or another, is going to die.
Apparently not, if this takes much longer.
She's just like doing like an irritated glance towards Groza.
I mean, you can get mad all you want. It seems like you all want the same thing. One thing could tie us all together to go get this mission done, but it's all, oh, how can we be sure? You can't.
Very
I'm
well.
actually with Groza on this one.
The man with sword speaks the truth. Cuts to the truth, I suppose. It's
Thank you.
fitting.
Oh, I like that. I'm gonna steal that.
There is a... it's all yours. There is a place of great evil here. I suppose it's story time, isn't it? Okay.
I would like to ask a few more questions to those who are under the influence of the Zone of Truth, and she'll like turn towards Wenny.
Uh-huh.
What were you talking to earlier, Wenny? I know you're not going to tell me of your own volition, so I need you to tell me now. I know you're under the influence of this circle.
I have a knife that's talking to my head. And the other knife, I can't seem to get rid of it, the one that came from the vampire. But this other knife doesn't like that knife. But this other knife wants to stab the priest. But I think that the priest needs to read the book, because I think the priest can help us
Excuse me, what?
better ourselves to fight the vampire in the castle.
You have sentient knives, and one is on a murder streak.
You have to stop picking up strange weapons.
It's what I do. That's like asking the sun not to rise.
I know.
The priest walks away from Wenny and around the other side.
It's not me that wants to stab you. I was going to show you the book.
It's my
You
magic.
stab me with the sentient knife?
No,
It's not me,
I'll
it's
never
the
stab
knife.
you. I like you.
That's the vibe I'm
guy.
getting.
Yes, I'm glad you alerted me to that before story time began.
I
And
was just
you.
about to show you the book.
And you, Helki.
I will let you know why I need it.
And
Assuming that if this conversation doesn't go the way that I want it to, that none of you will leave this place. So, if you're willing to make that bargain, I will entertain your curiosity.
And the hell.
Yeah, that seems fine to me, because you're not going to win. Lay it on us.
Helki.
And he's under zone of truth.
Sorry.
Doggo said speak.
Yeah, one of my dogs just like bounced off of my other dog to get into the bed. Sorry. Yes.
Anyone I have met, Faerun or here, besides the undead knights, don't know of Ezra. Where did you learn of her? Because something inside me just has a pinging feeling that something's not completely right. That you know who she is. And almost no one does.
Well, I mean... Oh, you're talking to her?
Yeah.
Oh, because she failed, yes.
Sorry.
Okay. My bad.
Checking my own backstory. Hang on just a second.
I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, he does know who she is. Okay, so here we go. It's like, oh, wait, that's Helki. Yeah.
I actually prepared for this. I got it. Oh, it wasn't me.
Wrong character. Oh no.
I heard a man preaching in the street about Ezra.
The streets of where?
I don't know that I gave myself an actual place that I was from. I was born in a very small town. I lived there until I could not live there anymore, and I went to a bigger city nearby that definitely has a name that I for sure know and I'm saying right now. And you can all hear it coming from my mouth.
Never heard of this place.
And I saw, I'm sorry, it wasn't a man, it was a woman, who was preaching on the corner, and I was like, that sounds pretty good.
And why and how did you get here with Winnie? Most people don't come here on their own will.
I came here with Venny. Well, Venny and I have known each other for a long time. I know that he's very capable in new sort of terrains and stuff, so I asked him to bring me through the mists because I am hoping to find some artifacts of Ezra here, or to bring her light to the people here.
And I came with her because it sounded like fun, and I'm looking for an amulet.
What?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about it later.
What
Wait,
amulet are you looking for?
Hold on. I'm sorry. What's happening right now? I couldn't hear what you said. What did you say?
I said I came, Winnie came with Helki because, I forget what I said first.
You're looking
It
for an
sounded like a
amulet?
good time. It sounded like a good time, and I'm looking for an amulet.
Oh, yeah.
And what amulet is it?
I'm not real sure. It was, some people asked me to look for it. It's sort of looks like a sun, has a red gem in the center. It's legendary. I'm not even sure if it really exists, but you know, they offered to pay me, and I like to travel, so.
Did they tell you what it does? Because I'm wearing an amulet of non-detection.
Yeah, it's not that amulet. That's run of the mill. This thing is like, this is a one-of-a-kind amulet. It will defeat any devil's magic with pure, holy, radiant light.
That would be useful as well. She'll
They told you that was in Barovia?
Say again?
And they told you that was in Barovia?
Well, they said it was the most likely place to find it.
Did they say where?
No, I mean, this is, like I said, from what I've read about this particular artifact, to say it's legendary is an understatement.
I think they conned you.
I mean, I don't care. I like to travel. They gave me a per diem.
She'll turn to Groza and act like she's about to ask something, then she'll just say, no, never mind. You're already transparent enough. I don't need to ask you anything.
Oh, okay. Just leave me out. That's cool.
I mean, you say what's on your mind already. Everyone else seems to have their secrets.
Secrets are a waste of time, which we are still wasting.
Speaking of, priest, tell your story. Go ahead, just hurry up. I found my answers.
In all my years, I swear. Okay, well, whatever means you had of coming here and purpose you thought you had in life, the minute you entered this realm, all of that changed. These mists, sure, maybe the devil here controls them, but who put the devil on the throne? Have you ever asked yourselves why the devil lives the life he does here?
She'll kind of like take the Strahd's diary out of the backpack. It says so in his diary.
Holy... What?
I think Winnie still has the diary. You were sleeping.
Is it
And
you
Winnie
have?
was reading.
Is it the diary or is it the book? Because I have two
the book.
books.
Oh, sorry, the book.
I have
the book.
Strahd's diary. You have the other book, the
Enrichten's
monster
book.
book.
Okay.
I have
Monster.
Strahd's diary in my hands, or at least part of it.
Oh, Strahd's diary. I have Van Richten's monster book.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you're telling me that's the diary of Lord Von Zarovich before all of this?
Or at least part of it, or a recollection of it.
How far back does it go?
DM, refresh my brain. I don't have these handouts.
Most of it sort of
Day
picks
one
up.
of life.
Most of it sort of picks up after, like, 30-second or 1 minute summary is basically, it picks up. He's a warlord. He's in wars a lot. He's always going off to fight wars. His parents get sick. His dad gets sick. He has to fight for his dad and take back the land of Barovia for his family because they had been stolen of the land. And after defeating his conquest or whatever, he came back home and found that his father had died without knowing that he ever took the land back. And so he decided he would bring the mages of the world together, all the best mages from all over the Forgotten Realms, hired them and paid them unforeseen amounts of money. And then rumor has it that he then killed them all, buried them somewhere within the castle, and the secrets of the castle are still unknown to many to this day. And so nobody really has proper blueprints of the castle or anything like that. That was in his journal as far as like his paranoia goes. And
This
so
is like the journal recounts before he turned into the monstrous Strahd, blah blah blah.
right. And so this is like he's been fighting for his lands and everything. And one of the reasons why there was so much turmoil and that he was thrown out, and it's just touched upon briefly in his original journal, was that the land of Barovia became an evil place, like the land that they owned, the land that they he was to inherit from his father. It became a war-torn country and an evil, more evil place than, you know, when his father grew up, sort of thing, right? And so Strahd inherited a war, basically, and tried to prove himself to his father. And in doing so, he alienated himself from his brother and his mother, who were off in their refugee country next to Barovia, and he was building Castle Ravenloft for them to come and join him. And he was basically unable to complete the castle in time to show his mother and move her in, and it was a gift for her, Queen Ravenovia, and henceforth the castle was known as Ravenloft. And
After his mother.
Yes, and he commissioned artwork of her and dedicated the castle to her, and that is the history of the Castle Ravenloft, where you will have to be going to eventually here. As far as the history of for Strahd himself and his family's journey, sort of thing, it was definitely a series of unfortunate events that led his family to exile. And so this guy picks up there, and he's like, well, a long time ago, an ambitious man named Osibus, whose malevolence was only outdone by his own ambition, traveled to this valley and uncovered the secrets in a temple, a prison that was built there. Somewhere high up in the mountains, there is a secret that's hidden and sleeping dormantly for hundreds, if not thousands of years now. It's been thousands of years now, I believe. It's hard to keep track of time, though. Osibus went there, and what he found was eternal life. I was one of his devout followers, and he gave me that life. He shared that life with me. At least, that was the plan. And he kind of shows the closest thing he's shown to emotion as far other than annoyance. And he kind of chokes up a little bit himself, and he's just like, well, once we were brothers, though, all of us, and we thought the gifts that he had been given by the powers in that temple, we thought we could share them all. He taught us to, well, it's best to just show you. And he starts to think very hard, and he's like, don't worry, this isn't meant to be hostile. It might be uncomfortable, though. And he starts to concentrate, and you see his eyes like glaze over a little bit, and you all sort of start to feel a little bit more tired. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Everybody get a +4. Con. Don't know how good this will go.
26.
18.
Man.
Okay, so everybody but Wenny is fine, and you guys all feel like a little like almost like you just ran for a block or something. Like you just feel a little bit of a wave of like, whew, got a little like that was a difficult exercise for a second. Wenny, you kind of take a knee for a sec. You lose 5 HP. Everybody else loses 1 HP.
Oh boy.
And
single HP.
yeah, and he goes, I apologize, and he holds the hand out to Wenny as soon as he goes down on a knee, and he tries to like help you up. And he's like, I went too far there. And he pulls you up and like helps you to your feet again. I was given the gift to take life, make it my own. But it is also a curse, and he lifts up his arm and he shows the tattoo on his arm. The tattoo that has been kind of glowing through his vestments when he does stuff that's slightly magic related. This is my curse, and just like the devil that abides here, dark powers beyond my comprehension are at play. And in that book, I believe there is a ritual or something that can teach me a way to get out of this prison, a way to escape this life. There has to be an end to it. There has to be an end to it. So I bequeath to you, you must give me this book. I must be able to die. I must end my curse. So yes, I will do whatever you require as long as the book ends up in my hands. Because I am headed to the Amber Temple. If I ever find it.
I'm sorry, the what now?
One of my friends was heading towards the Amber Temple as well.
You know of the place then?
Yes.
The Amber Temple.
It's in the mountains, yes.
That's one of its names. It was
Not
the
much of
prison.
a temple anymore, but yeah.
It was the prison that was guarded by Argynvost. Long ago.
It's a prison?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Why? Do you know where it is?
Yeah.
You do.
What's in it?
It's near my tribe. We kind of stay the night in there as a little rite of passage, because it is horrifying in there.
What?
Yeah.
You stay the night in there?
Wait a minute. I read something in this book about a magic tomb in Barovia, an amber tomb. Is that the same place?
I don't know. I'm assuming there's only one. It is
Here,
very
and I'm gonna
cryptic.
thumb through the pages and show the pages to the priest. But I'm gonna hold on to the book.
Can I try to stealthily message Winnie?
Yeah, give me a stealth check. Is it the message spell or is it a
Yeah. I think I have to point at him.
I think that would either be a sleight of hand or it's either sleight of hand or it would have to be subtle spell,
Yeah,
which
you
is a
can
meta magic.
You can give stealth or
One of
sleight
the-
of
I don't know
hand.
the spell.
I just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure there
okay.
was a somatic component.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So yeah, you do that under your vestments, no problem.
In Winnie's head, he hears Helki's voice, and it says, "Don't be too forthcoming about the Amber Temple, please."
Okay. Oh shit.
And
Sorry.
the priest is wide-eyed, and he's like, "Yes, exactly. This is what." And he grabs the book, and he's
I
like,
know he can try to grab the book,
"Well,
but he's gonna get stabbed if he does.
he does. He grabbed the book, and he's already licking his face. He's licking his finger, and he's
All
trying
right,
to flip pages.
Winnie's on him like a spider monkey.
Wouldn't that have to be like a contested strength thing?
Yeah, because Winnie said he was gonna hold the book and not let him get it. So if I have to use sleight of hand to keep it out of his reach, I will do that. But there ain't no way this fucker's getting his hand on that book. Oh wait, here's what I'll do. When he tries for it, it's going in the cloak of misplacement. It'll go in the first pocket on the cloak of misplacement. Suck it, priest.
Okay, so he goes in, and he's like grabbing for the book after you open it up to show him, like this, and he grabs for it. And you tuck it into your pocket, and he grabs into your pocket and tries to manhandle you and grapple you. Give me a strength check. Let's do.
Can I do a dex to get out of this? Can I?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a contest here, and I'll do.
Yeah, the grappler has to do strength, but the grapple E can do either or.
Right, you want to do dex, then you can do dex. Here's the roll.
Is this a check or a save?
Oh, I might have rolled it for you. Okay, well you won.
Okay.
So yeah, he goes to grab you and reach into your pocket, and he doesn't find the book in the pocket you just put it in. And he can't grab you.
Listen,
Hell of a coat.
I told you what the rules were. You can look at it, but you can't touch. Can you respect that?
Oh my god, you lot are infuriating.
And Midnight sidestepping to where Winnie was, trying to block.
Fine.
Protect the small one.
Fine, hold my dreams 10 feet away. What do you want?
What can you offer? You haven't given us a straight answer since we got in here.
I don't know what I can offer. First of all, you lot showing up here, maybe it is fate. Who knows? All I know is that I can't take this anymore. I'm headed to the Amber Temple within the day, hopefully. So,
You got a map, I'll point it out to you.
If there's any way that I can take that book with me when I go, I will do whatever it takes to get to that conclusion of this. Or else I think we might have a problem here.
Well, you'll be dead before you cross the steps.
We're wishing it anyways.
It's like,
Here's my proposition.
you're not the
Come
first
with
group to try that. I'm just warning you.
Here's
We
my
don't have to be
proposition.
the first. We just have to be the last.
May
Sorry.
I put in a proposition that might be more amicable?
Yes, I will. The bearded child seems very aggressive right now.
Child.
The bearded child.
As long as you can, if you are willing to travel with us under our supervision, you'll get to read the book. You can't take it with you, but you can read it. As long as you're traveling with us. We need the book as well, and we can't go
Fine.
without it either.
Fine, I will do that. As long as you are willing to go to the temple. Because I want to go to the Amber Temple. I've been trying to find the Amber Temple for, I don't know, a good century now.
You fulfill your end of the bargain, I'll take you there myself.
Do you have any idea how many times I've died on that mountain? More
Well,
than I care to count.
I know the path.
Okay, well,
Is message still up between Winnie and Hilke?
I suppose you
I
have
think
just
you're allowed
hired
to
me.
respond.
Tell me about the temple quick so I can lie for you. Whenever we get out of this spell.
He's like, whose hand do I shake? How do we make this deal?
I mean, I will just like hold out her hand.
Yeah, it was at point at midnight. Probably hers. It's her book. So.
Very well, mortal. Let's
Maybe
figure
I'm
this out.
technically mortal, maybe I'm not. I could have lived as long as you, for as far as I'm aware.
Okay, this group is insane. I must be crazy here. All right,
I'm
Frank.
starting to think I'm feeling a little crazy too.
Come on, Frank. Are you done with that? You done with that saber-toothed tiger steak?
I forgot.
Would I like notice Helki and Winnie doing the eye stare thing that has been very obvious in message in my zone of truth?
That's true.
Would I notice this?
I think after he left the circle, if they're still doing any eye communication and you turn around, then yeah, you would see them.
She clandestinely messaged me. I'm just responding to her message. Like, she got away with that. Nobody noticed that, right? Because
Right.
Because of
she
my
pulled a
sleight of
good
hand.
roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just responding to that.
Gotcha.
And nothing I said to her was false. I'm just offering to lie because that's what I would do.
Yeah, no, I hear you. You didn't lie. So
I was just like
nothing's
wanting to
wrong.
know if I've seen any weird eye locky nonsense.
You would definitely see as you turn around. You're not hiding the fact that you're talking now. You just hide the fact that you were casting a spell. So you're both kind of just standing there like weird, like
Yeah,
a little
concentrating
bit
on
spacey.
something else.
Yeah, a little bit spaced
Yeah.
out, like talking to each other in your head.
So yeah, I
Would like-
asked you
I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to be sus about the zoning out or not. Because I want to insight check to see if I would be sus about the zoning out. Because
Go
strange
for
shit
it.
has happened. And I'm finding out stuff all the time. And Midnight's just YOLO. Oh, the one time I want to not. What do I get off a 19 for the weird zoning out?
I mean, you can tell that
against what?
they're probably doing some form of communication because they're both facing each other and slightly not there. Either they're both thinking about something like to eat
At
for
the
dinner.
opportune exact same time, or something's going on.
Yeah.
When I'm sure we're not like, like we're like talking to each other, but we're probably still making faces, right? Like
The talking in your head faces, like some
Yeah.
people do. Midnight's
Yes.
just kind of sigh and say, if you're going to use message, just stop.
oh, sorry, that was rude.
Because if I had to drop this circle again to ask more questions about a party I'm traveling with that I came here to save, I'm going to lose it. Fess up. Come on, I want truth here. Don't want to travel with a party I can't trust.
Kind of siding with the priest on this.
I have been truthful. I'm standing in your zone. If
What
you
were
have
you
more questions, I
about?
would be happy to answer them.
I want to know what you can't talk about in front of everyone. What's so important that you have to keep it from Groza, myself, and the priest?
Oh no.
I simply suggested that Venny should perhaps be less forthcoming with information about this temple. It sounds like a place of tantamount power, and I don't know what this priest wants with it.
She's gonna turn to Winnie, knowing Helki's a little bit better with words, and say, Winnie, how much has been hidden from me?
I just offered to lie for her when this spell dropped.
I did not take him up on it. I want that out there. It
And
was
so
very
Midnight
sweet.
has sucked the
You
truth.
don't know many gnomes, do you?
Winnie, how many things has she told you to lie about?
None.
How many times have you volunteered to lie for her, to protect her?
I'm a gnome. I lie all the time. It's part of our culture.
I mean, that is true.
Little bearded liars.
This spell makes me feel queasy.
That's because it's making people be honest, and a lot of people don't like that.
This is a fun place to visit, but I would never want to live here.
Come on.
Must be this
long
tall
for
to
the day when
ride.
we can leave.
Winnie, have you or Helki lied to me about why you are here or what you are doing here?
I told you I'm here looking for an amulet and traveling.
Are you really her servant, or are you just her friend?
Of course not. It's easier to get into places when you travel with a person of the faith.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't second guess it either.
People are very generous to
Let me ask you
persons of
something.
cloth.
You don't
I'm
know
lucky
many
in that
gnomes,
way.
do you? We love playing tricks, and that's a harmless trick. I think it's silly. Nobody knows I'm not her servant. I like to play it up. I think
It
my
lets him
friend
get
gets a
into
kick out of
places
it.
it lets him get into places he might not otherwise be able to get into, which is mutually beneficial. For you too, you know?
Let me just say, the last party I was with, I've had to deal with unjust murdering, unjust stealing, and constant lying from our barred rogue person who, last I saw, vanished into a portal to who knows where. Our friend Chris is somehow the kid of Strahd in some way or form due to some weird magic.
What?
One of my other I think he lost connection.
Oh, that's
Continuing on.
there he
Oh,
is.
there
There
we
he
go.
is. Continuing on. My other friend had a hand that could sever itself from his body and was evil, and was after his evil necromantic brother that was heading to the Amber Temple. I was in a
Wait,
party
what?
of people I could not trust whatsoever.
Here's
I
what I can
want this
tell
to
you.
be different.
Here's what I can tell you. I'm no murderer. I don't kill without reason.
And
I
I
like to
can
collect
promise.
objects of rare and interesting past. That's it. And I like to travel. Now, I do have this dagger that's speaking to me. I'm a little concerned about it, if I'm honest, but it's far too fascinating to just throw away at the moment. Not to which I'm not real sure if I can. Now, the other dagger that beautiful, beautiful woman threw at me, God, it's lovely. I mean, boy, she is really lovely.
Again, she's
I,
a vampire. Don't go down that road. You deserve better.
Yeah, but man, did you see, like,
Keep
Oh, no.
going, Winnie. Keep going.
I feel like I can't get rid of that one. And I don't like that. But
If I had-
here's the deal. Look,
Mhm.
I want to find my amulet because there's a fairly large payoff for me. I want to get out of here alive so that I can tell the story about it. And you know what? I'd like to collect a little loot on the way. If I can find something useful or something that's lovely in my collection, that would be great.
And I can promise you that I did not come here looking to willfully put other people in danger. Except maybe Vanny, but he, knew that coming in. And I would be delighted to help you kill the monster that is keeping everyone subjugated.
Because you may have willfully walked to here, but if he is still alive, you probably willfully cannot leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone would like him dead so they can go home.
I think it would be
that's
great.
why I'm here. I was sent to help you kill Strahd so I can make this a better place.
And it would be much better off without him.
I think killing him is the smart move for a lot of reasons.
The treasure this guy has amassed.
However, I also think we will need the book the priest is vying for so much, which is why I offered the medium of he can read it while he is with us, and once he finds out what he wants, he can leave, but with the book in our possession since he'll already know what he wants.
I think that sounds fair.
As long as he is supervised with it, I see no problem with him reading it.
I agree.
And since when he knows the cipher better than us, because we've only seen him writing it down, the cipher on paper, I think when he should be the one to help the priest look through the book when the priest wants to read it.
Honestly, he may be able to help me make the crack the cipher better.
I think all three of you should read it at the same time.
When he slaps his hand over his mouth. Actually, I think Winnie at this point is going to vomit because of the effect of this spell. This is like the worst possible thing to do to a gnome.
Make him tell
Gnome of truth.
Gnome
Yeah.
of truth.
Wow, for such a small guy, you really threw up a lot.
It was mostly,
That's a lot of tiger meat.
That was the last of my peppermint tea. God damn.
Oh, I've been holding it this whole time. Sorry, hold on.
And while you have been reading the book, it would be nice to see if you could find anything more on Strahd or cursed armor, cursed objects.
I didn't. I'll look specifically for that. What I found right now.
Off.
Yeah. What I found right now is light and acid may harm them. So if we can, I can't cast magic. So if there's any way to enhance my ability to do light or acid damage to these creatures, it might be helpful for me. If you all have
Helgi has
spells.
a spell.
Can call the dawn to me, yes.
Yes. Yeah, remember what happened when you cast that daylight? Can you
It made the vampire want to run.
can you teach me how to do that or help me apply it to a weapon or something?
That's a great question.
Priest, can you?
Does the priest know how to remove curses?
Curses? Yes, I've worked with curses before. Cleansing.
How strong?
All kinds of rituals, really, at the church. I mean, most curses are rudimentary, and a good helping of holy divinity can cure a lot of things, but I suppose that in Barovia things are a little more nasty than usual, so you never know.
Think you could brainstorm how to get me out of this cursed armor? You're gonna be traveling with us anyways, and that would help us.
Possibly. I know one person that could.
I have backup armor.
One person that could probably do it is that Van Richten fella.
Doubtful at best.
He was a, as much as I hate to admit it, probably a more powerful spellcaster than me, depending on the day.
Depending.
I think you're a strong spellcaster.
I try to be, but it's not my natural talent. I have to try. These tomes and texts, these old things I've gathered over the years, my spell book over there, I must say that there are chances for perhaps a trading of knowledge down the road. I take your book, you copy a few notes of mine, sort of thing. That could be arranged where you might find it easier having a blueprint, for instance, of the castle. I've been in before. I've made some notes in my spell book there. If anyone needs to get in, it's probably best to use a illusory model, a blueprint of sorts that I have made.
Sounds like we'll have a lot to talk about on the trip.
Yes, well... Oh, cruel fate. All right, Frank, let's go. Let's get out of here. Might as well get some miles under us. If we're all in... we have to go. As far as I'm concerned, this has to happen sooner than later because...
Like
As quick
tomorrow.
as possible.
Yes,
Agreed.
I don't have a lot of time here. In a number of days, my rituals will be no good, and he will have transferred himself out of the realm, potentially dooming us all here forever. So, let's get a move on. And with that...
but I really want to pet the dog.
Okay. So as Frank's walking by, his imposing stench. Some of you still have the mint leaves in there, but yeah, I think that's where we'll call it for now because Groza has to take off.
We got a job thing.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
So
Right, I know.
he's ready to leave with you guys if you are wanting to go with him. You can confer amongst each other throughout the week. He's alluded to the fact that his spell book, which he has a knock spell, he's used a knock spell to open. It contains potentially a 3D blueprint of Castle Ravenloft. He has been there. He has lived here for long enough to have been stuck in this area for long enough that he has been to a lot of places and knows a lot of things. But you need to convince him. It appears that you are worth the time. And so,
for knowledge.
as you have now lived through this zone of truth together, the zone dissipates as he walks out of the church, and next session we can pick up with you guys either on the road or like you guys let me know throughout the week how we're gonna play that. If you'd like to investigate more stuff inside of Barovia Village, you can. If you'd like to just hit the trails and head towards the castle, you can too. So we will be back next week.
I want a screenshot of your face when I busted out the cloak of misplacement. That was classic.
Nice.
Someone need to clip that.
That's really funny. Yeah, give me that. If anybody doesn't know what that is, what happened was when he put the Van Richten's book inside of one of the pockets of this cloak that he's wearing, and being a cloak of misplacement, the book appears in a different pocket. It's never in the same pocket that you put it in. So, nice rogue move there. Nice.
It dawned on me and I knew I had to use it.
That was beautiful.
Evil laughter.
That was beautiful. All right. So, yes, thanks everybody, and we will be back next week.
On Curse of Strahd.
Candle in a thunderstorm.
Ugh.
Yeah.